Try any of their steak options paired with one of their well-known martinis, and this will soon become your favorite date night spot. Call your friends for a casual get-together where steak, shrimp, chicken, and tasty cocktails await your arrival. Tavern 180, located next door to Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements. We fix basements.
At F Foundation Repair, we've been fixing basements for over 30 years. We're your local foundation repair experts. Our warranties stay here. Our people work here. You can trust us to take care of your home. Go to wefixbasements.com to learn more.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine, and it will be breezy. See the afternoon high around 63. Tonight, partly cloudy and a continued breeze, below near 46. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies, return breezy conditions too, with the high near 64. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is a presentation of Nebraska High School State Football Playoffs on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State football broadcasts are presented by Next Ag Real Estate, Members Own Credit Union, Sunbelt Rentals, Jimmy John's, Nebraska DOT Highway Safety Office, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Teammates Mentoring, Play It Again Sports, Union Bank, Nebraska Army National Guard. Now calling all the action, here's Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman.
A trip to the Class B state championship game is on the line tonight at Concordia University. Good evening from Seward as Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman bringing you Class B semifinal action right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Ben Dro's back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios in Lincoln, pushing all the buttons, so appreciate Ben throughout the course of the night. Got a good one on tap. The number 2 seed in Class B, the Seward Blue Jays, and their perfect, unblemished 11-0 record going up against the 10-1 overall number 3 seed in Class B, the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. With that, let's bring in Jay. Jay, matchup of 2 different histories for each side. Yeah. Seward, 1 state championship appearance. They won it back in 2001. Skutt Catholic going for their 10th appearance in school history tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much always a guarantee for Skutt to be in the mix, and obviously they went on a magical run, back-to-back state titles. Now Benetton's doing it, so it's the upstart Stewart Blue Jays against these Skyhawks of Skutt Catholic, and you know what? They're 2 different teams with 2 different histories as far as, I guess the haves and have-nots. I wouldn't want to say it that, but they're 2 teams that look just like each other. Mm-hmm. And the good thing about it is, Nick, it's a beautiful night, a little windy, but ultimately, it's going to come down to quarterback play. Tristan Haas against Van Dyke, whoever plays better. Both of them, here's also a sneaky little fact, both of them are excellent basketball players, so you like multi-sport athletes, and they're both competitors. The Seward Blue Jays in their home unis, the white helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants with the yellow trim and yellow numbers and letters, while Skutt in their road white uniforms, white jerseys, white pants, green letters and numbers, and the black helmets with the Skyhawk logo on each side. We will see Dylan Van Dyke and the Skutt offense on the field. First is Seward getting ready to kick it towards the north end zone. The wind, as Jay mentioned, has picked up over the last 20 minutes or so here at Concordia, and that's the direction that the Blue Jays are kicking it. It's muffed by the up men, but fielded once again at the 20-yard line. He slips out of 1 tackle and is finally taken down just shy of the 25-yard line. And we'll talk about him a plethora of times tonight, and that is the quarterback, number 12, Dylan Van Dyke, a senior on the year, completing 66% of his passes, just over 2,800 passing yards. And how about this statistic, Jay Foreman? 35 touchdowns to just 3 INTs. Yeah, look, like I mentioned, he's a multi-sport athlete. He's a great basketball player. He's even better quarterback. And Matt Turman's offense is wide open with him. And he's going to throw to his partner in crime in Joe Kaliga, where that's who he's been hooking up with all year. Look to him to feature him early and often. Yeah, Van Dyke, the left-handed thrower, he tosses this across on a jet toss to Kaliga. He has a lot of running room up the near sideline. Gets across the 40-yard line, 1 play, 1 first down. And as Jay mentioned, Joe Kaliga, 61 catches, now 62 on the season for 1,345 yards and 19 receiving touchdowns here in 2024. Yeah, a little bit of quick jet sweep there to get their best player besides Van Dyke, his ball in his hands, and obviously slow down the momentum or the raucous crowd here. But also, Nick, one thing you need to look for is the distinct difference between Skutt Catholic in years past. This is more a pass first, run second. Now they're lined up in I formation to try to get back and be physical. They'll turn, hand it off on first down as they are able to shed 1 tackler. Now bouncing out to the right side and getting forced out of bounds is the I-back, number 8, George Hassenstab. They do run a fullback, as we saw there as well. A lot of times it's going to be Gage Gunther, but also at times Wyatt Liebentritt will line up at the fullback. Yeah, really good job there also by Seward, the Blue Jays defense, in particular Sam Seghorn. Staying at home, being patient, then coming up and stopping them for no gain. That's a big play there on first down, because sometimes, Nick, when you get stopped initially, everybody tries to attack the ball and you can get outside. Good job there by Seward defense. Play action as Van Dyke rolls to his left, throws off of 1 foot. Nice catch across the middle, and a penalty flag is going to be on the play. Unnecessary roughness likely to be a call as the catch was made in traffic by number 5. The brother. Don't even look. You know who that is. Luke Van Dyke. There he is the penalty flag at the 45-yard line of Seward, and it's probably going to go against the Blue Jays. A little bit of a half bootleg. We used to call it a waggle back in the ancient history, Nick, by Skutt Catholic there. You have a left-handed quarterback. And I'm going to tell you one thing about playing against a left-handed quarterback. It's hard to replicate in practice, but then also it's harder to play against because of the trajectory and the velocity of the ball, and also the different areas of where they pass. Really good job there to keep the Seward defense, aggressive defense, off balance, right? Jet sweep, run, play action pass, half waggle, to kind of keep them on their heels. Because, look, what do you want to do in the first drive when you're a road team? Hopefully this bodes well for Nebraska tomorrow out there at USC. Keep the crowd on their hands, keep the defense on their heels. Right here, it's been just impeccable execution in these first 3 or 4 plays.
And they get some extra help with a 15-yard personal foul penalty against the Blue Jays defense. So with 11.5 to go in the first quarter, the Skyhawks have the ball 1st and 10, 30 yards away from the end zone. So Van Dyke and company, one wide out each side, I formation. Gunther is the fullback while Hassan Staub is the running back, and they hand it off to the fullback, Gunther, and he goes nowhere. Nice job by a duo of Seward Blue Jays defenders led by number 55 for the Blue Jays. That's Caden Shodwinkle, middle linebacker and nose guard there on the play making the stop.
Yeah, Skutt Catholic is trying to show you every look they can possible to, again, like I said, keep this defense on their toes. Seward has done a pretty good job of staying at home, being disciplined. Great job there by Caden Schwadinkel, staying at home on a little bit of an old-school fullback trap, trying to get him on a quick hit and play for a big game.
2 wideouts top side. Van Dyke looking to pass. Runs out to his left side, getting chased, and has to just be escorted out of bounds. Good decision by Van Dyke, but a nice defensive play there made on the play by Carden Garacki, the defensive end for the Blue Jays.
You know, Nick, I mean, as good as Skutt Catholic has looked on this first drive, right, initially, right, where you take out the first initial jet sweep, and then the extra 15-yard penalty, and they got us on the waggle. This Blue Jays defense has done a really good job of staying at home, being disciplined, gap sound. I'll say they're going to be physical. They're at home. So now they got a 3rd and 10. If they can walk away with possibly making Skutt Catholic kick a field goal or hold them to 0 points, that's a win.
They got to get to the 20-yard line to keep this drive alive. Empty shotgun set. Van Dyke looking right side, throws. It's a little bit of miscommunication on the edge. It falls incomplete as the pass goes out of bounds, and that brings up 4th down and long from the 31-yard line for the Skutt offense.
Right here. We always talk about possessions, right? The game within the game, right? And right now we're in the semifinals. Now it's even heightened, right? If you're in this 4th and I'm going to go for it, right? Or I have to go for it, depending on your kicking situation. And the wind plays a big part in that, right? You probably want, even though Matt Turman, he's like a former teammate of mine, he's an offensive guru. You want maybe a little bit shorter pass to cut that 4th and 11 in half. Now it's the 3rd and 11 in half to make it 4th and manageable.
So now one running back in the backfield with Van Dyke. Van Dyke takes the shotgun snap on 4th down. Pass caught across the middle, past the 20-yard line. It's going to be enough for a 1st down. They needed 11. They got 14 on the play, and he went to his go-to target, Joe Kaliga.
Yeah, Joe Kaliga right here. He did a really good job. They really confused that Seward defense there. They thought they were going to have 2 verticals. Once they saw that safety, number 12 from Seward, Braden Bremer, or not Braden, it is actually Kason Saylor, turned his back to think that he was going to get a 7 cut, because usually you'll get a stop route 7 cut. He sat it down. That is a really good job, really good offense there by Skutt Catholic.
10:02 to play in the first quarter. They take the snap, triple option. Van Dyke going to keep it, sheds 1 tackle, and then is able to drag a couple of tacklers up near the 10-yard line. It'll be good for about a 7-yard gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 3 from the 10 here on the first possession of the game. Skutt Catholic, the 5-time Class B champion. The last time they won it was back in 2019. Here trying to get back to the state title. They played in it last year but fell to the Bennington Badgers.
Yeah, Nick, we saw that option there play off of the fullback take, right? It went for no gain, actually a 1-yard loss. Seward Blue Jays stacked it up there. Then you had a little bit of an option. Van Dyke kept it. Probably was only thinking he was going to get, a 4-yard gain. End up getting 7 yards. Now they're really they're in go time and go zone here. You can take a shot.
Fullback dive with Gunther inside the 5 goes number 4, and he is able to get a 1st down. It'll be 1st down and goal from, it appears, the 3-yard line, as Skutt Catholic able to go right up the gut on that one for a good gain of 5.
Nick, as we saw, first a hand up close and personal, UCLA just drained the clock. This is experience of Skutt Catholic being in this situation. Okay, you wanted to defer to the second half, we'll take the ball. You know what? And then we'll just drive it down this slowly but surely, methodically. Excellence and execution. Now they're right here in 1st and goal.
Gunther, the fullback, Hassan Staub, the running back, as Van Dyke's going to keep it on the sneak out of the I formation. He'll be stood up just a little shy of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Still gets 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 2nd down and goal. And like you mentioned, Jay, we're still scoreless in this one for the time being. but now a little over 3.5 minutes have milked off the clock.
Yeah, it's not quite 8 minutes that Nebraska faced, but still, when you were at home, you put your defense out there. You think you'd like to get a stop, keep the crowd in the game. We don't hear the crowd noise that we saw in the pregame. And so when you think about Skutt Catholic and Coach Turman and his players over there, they're awful excited with this first drive here in this state semifinal game.
8:08 on the game clock here in the first quarter, 10 on the play clock. They give it to Gunther. He dives across the goal line. It appeared from up here that he was in. We're waiting for the official signal, and they're going to mark him short. Wow. That's my bad on that one. It looked like Gunther was able to get over that goal line, but instead it's going to be 3rd and goal from, right outside.
Yeah, that was – but you know what? The side judge definitely had a good view of it, and he was authoritative with the call. I like it. But I'm going to ask you this, Nick. If you're Coach Turman, you're on the road. You like this drive. You've been able to kind of do whatever you want. You feel like you can be physical. You can be flashy. You go for it if you don't get it on third down.
You have to. You're way too close.
Yeah.
Way too close. This
Sure.
I formation, one wide out each side. Van Dyke runs off left side. Was he stopped short as they tried to go off their guard, and he's going to say that they're in.
The second effort by Van Dyke what got him over the end zone. And I know the Seward Blue Jay fans want a flag or essentially a replay. He initially was stopped. Really good job. Twisted and turned and played through the echo of the whistle. Touchdown. Good job there by Van Dyke.
So the holder on the point after is going to be Connor Mogensen, while the field goal kicker, guess who? Joe Kaliga. So Kaliga doubles as not only a wide receiver and defensive back, but also the place kicker. And so 6-0 currently with the point after pending. A little bit of an arid snap. Good hold, but it is no good as Kaliga misses it off to the right. So with 7:18 to go in the first quarter, your score, the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks, after the first possession of the game, take it 80 yards. They lead 6-0 over the Blue Jays. We see the Seward offense for the first time in 30 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
74 big, too. Look at him. Country kid.
So the Skutt Catholic offense takes it down the field with ease, and they get the first points in this one. They lead 6-0 over the Seward Blue Jays. We will see the Seward offense for the first time in just a few moments as the Skyhawks lead 6-0. Seward has We talked about Dylan Van Dyke. Seward has a pretty good quarterback of their own that we'll talk about in just a moment. Jay, really good crowd on hand. The cool thing, and we don't get this all the time in Lincoln, a lot of high school students, we get that in Lincoln, but the middle school and the elementary students right below us, just right up on the fence cheering just as loud.
Yeah, it's something for them to shoot for once they get older, and this is a great job by the city of Seward of getting these high school games at Concordia University.
Good return on the Skutt Catholic's kickoff, and it gets up to the 35-yard line, and that is where, we'll mark it at the 34. That's where Treston Haas, the junior quarterback, will take over for the Seward Blue Jays. 67% completion on the season, 2,400 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 6 INTs.
Yeah, Van Dyke struck first. Let's see what Tristan Haas can do. Answering the bell. Like, look now, right here, Seward's letting you know.
Yeah,
we're here to do business. They're coming out 5 wides. They're trying to stretch this physical defense of Omaha Skutt horizontally to try to hit them vertically.
3 on the bottom, 2 on the top. Haas alone in the backfield. Takes the shotgun snap, pump fakes, getting pressured off the right side, throws it at the last moment, and is able to complete a pass up to Dalen Salyer for his 10th catch of the season. Gain of 4 on the play, maybe 5. And a nice job of Tristan Haas being able to get rid of that football just in enough time.
Yeah, good job by Haas hooking up with one of his favorite targets to get out of trouble. The problem is big number 70 from Skutt Catholic was closing in on him in a big hit. You cannot take these hits early and often if you're a quarterback.
Haas with the pass up the seam finds Edison Knott able to weave his way through traffic and get up near the 50-yard line for the first down. And Seward moving the chains.
So now you're seeing a little bit, essentially everybody wants to know what Dana Holgerson is going to do about the air raid. You're seeing Seward run more of the air raid, quick passing game. Throw it to their athletes, let them make somebody miss that turns into explosive plays. You're seeing it right now. They're not breaking from 5 wides. They're putting extreme amount of pressure on you from a defensive standpoint.
No motion. Vinalik in motion from left to right. Has a big seam across the 40. There he goes. Number 6, Jack Vinalik. Cross away and touchdown. Seward in 3 plays answers, and we're all tied up at 6 apiece.
Yeah, I mean, look, we said, Van Dyke and Tristan Haas, but the playmakers from Seward, if they continue to be able to get the ball in space, is going to be big trouble for the Skutt Catholic defense, which then could put more pressure on their offense. But the one thing about Seward is always what shows you what they're going to do. It's going to be a quick, efficient pass game, and then they're going to get it to their athletes in certain situations. And also, let's not forget, really good job blocking on the perimeter by all their skill position guys. Obviously, it's been a big, I guess, thing to talk about it down there at Huskerland. Really good drive there. Sometimes, Nick, I'll say, you get scored on in the first drive. Offensively, you can kind of come out there and slop around. They got the ball with 8 minutes and 27 seconds, 2 minutes and 16 seconds later. They have the lead. So you're thinking, look, you got 2 high-powered offenses, right? The number 2 team against the number 3 is going to be a battle of wills, and what defense steps up tonight.
Jack Vinalik, he took that jet toss, and that's categorized as a receiving touchdown. That's his 13th of the season. He took it 52 yards for his 13th receiving touchdown of the season, and with 6 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the first quarter, Seward leads 7-6. We'll go ahead and keep it right here for the time being. The Blue Jays, if you're just now joining us, quite the turnaround in 2024, or I guess I should say improvement, not turnaround. They were 5-4 overall in 2022, 6-4 overall last season in 2023, and here in 2024, still perfect at 11-0, and 1 win away, potentially tonight, from their first championship appearance since 2001.
Yeah, Nick, when you make that consistent improvement, a lot of the juniors and seniors that you're seeing tonight were freshmen and sophomores playing on varsity. And so really good job by the whole community of obviously of Seward, but of the coaching staff to develop in these kids. And then they're developing from the ground or grassroots is because you see the middle school, there are the elementary and middle school kids down there cheering hard because they know all these players. Really good job there by Seward.
Line drive kick as it will run through the end zone for a touchback. So with 6 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the first quarter, Skutt Catholic will take over on their own 20-yard line. Jay, I sit here as we look at the scoreboard at 7-6. Skutt missed their point after while Seward was able to take advantage of their point after try. If you're Skutt Catholic and head coach Matt Turman, you're sitting there going, we do the same exact thing once again.
Oh, yeah, we get the ball back because we feel like we can score. Looked a little bit different than Seward. And also, you felt like you can run the ball when you wanted. You had a little bit of the, speed option or somewhat slow man's option. You get in with play action passes, get right back to business.
Kaliga on a curl route, able to haul it in, makes 2 guys miss, and somehow, some way, gets all the way near towards the first down marker. They're going to say move the chains, so it's a gain of 10 for Joe Kaliga.
Really good job by Kaliga right there. Really good job by Van Dyke. What I always say about basketball players, but hey, on time and on target, really good pass. Allowed his playmaker extraordinaire to make somebody miss, get yards after contact, first down. Now your business as usual, Nick, and you're on schedule. So if I'm Matt Turman and company, I'm not worried at all.
I formation, they'll fake the handoff to the fullback, give it to the running back on the left side, and he gets a couple of yards on first down. It doesn't go much farther than that. It's going to be about 2nd down and 8 coming up from the 33-yard line.
Yeah, a good job. The Seward Blue Jays have done a really good job against the conventional run game. When Skutt Catholic gets in the I formation or runs it straight at them, they've done a really good job of really bowing up against the run. In Skutt Catholic, that used to be what used to hang their hat on. So they're just running and to keep you honest, it seems like. And if they can bust a big one, so be it. But now they're here, they're matching you five wide for 5 wides against these Seward Blue Jays.
3 wideouts to the bottom with the tight end. They throw it that way as it's hauled in by the wide receiver that's number 9, Wyatt Liebentritt, as it's going to be a couple of yards shy of the first down marker, brings up 3rd down and short.
Great tackle in space by Caden Shadwinkle there, the 5'11", 200-pound senior middle linebacker. You're matched up on the tight end. They ran kind of an area clear-out route, had you one-on-one in between the hashes. He came out of his drop. Great tackle there to force Skutt Catholic into a 3rd and short.
Big opportunity here for Seward's defense to at least force Skutt Catholic into a decision for a 3rd and short from their own 39. They turn, fake the handoff. Van Dyke keeps it, and he's going to go down for a loss on the play. Maybe forward progress will get him back to the original line of scrimmage, but now we talk about it. The decision time for Matt Turman. The ball is placed on your own 39-yard line. You're down by 1. What do you decide to do on 4th and 2?
You can be conservative on the road. You got to trust your defense isn't going to be, getting ran through like Swiss cheese, right? I mean, as a coach, you got to show some, look, your defense has been decent to good all year, so you got to have confidence that they're able to, they just got overwhelmed by this Seward Blue Jays offense. And if it was probably, Nick, if you were at the 47, your own 47, I'd say you go for it, not where they're at right now.
So here is the punt. It's a nice one. Going to take a hop at the 31-yard line. Very Catholic. Friendly Skyhawk bounce inside the 15, still rolling as it gets knocked down at the 10-yard line. So a nice punt. Good job by the Skyhawks special teams unit reversing the field, and Seward will take over near their own 10-yard line. By the way, just Treston Haas, there's more to it, this Seward offense, than Treston Haas, and that is certainly number 14, Edison Knott, 166 carries on the year, 880 rushing yards, double-digit touchdowns scored on the ground as well. He was the one that scored the eventual game-winning touchdown last week against Gretna East on a nice little screen pass with 8 seconds to go in the game. And eventually the Seward Blue Jays were able to win 28-21. Quick pass out near side, caught by Vanalik. He's able to tiptoe the sideline, stay in bounds, and get a nice gain of about 10.5 yards to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, you see Skutt Catholic playing a little bit of a zone here, obviously trying to match up against their 5 wides to try to keep everything in front of them. And one thing you could do if you're going to play zone is you got to get up there and challenge the receivers, Nick, to throw off the timing. Because if you see Tristan Haas and his plethora of receivers, it doesn't matter who's out there, right or left, wherever they're lined up. They are getting free releases, so essentially they're running routes on air right now.
Empty shotgun set, pumps, does Haas. Haas runs. Yeah. He'll just have to give himself up and go out of bounds. Seward Nation wanted a late hit out of bounds. I think Treston Haas was trying to sell it a little bit. He was bit of a yard and a half on first down, makes it 2nd down and 9.
He's too big. The thing is, he's about 6'3", about 200 pounds. It's probably too big to be flopping this early in the game. Now, Nick, they ran a little bit of a switch route up there to the field, and number 4, Peyton Ells, was wide open. So I know that the coaches are up here seeing this stuff. Watch for it in the next series or two, trying to throw it up the seam there in trips.
3:07 to go first quarter. 7-6 Blue Jays with the lead and the ball as Haas back to pass, throwing right side. It's a little low, but caught at the shoe tops by guess who? Jack Vanalik once again across the 35-yard line, and that's another Blue Jays first down at the 36.
I am really impressed with the ability to play pitch and catch by this Seward Blue Jays offense. I mean, when you got 5 wide receivers, and look, this is not a big school district, right, where they've obviously put a lot of time in together throughout the summer and spring and summer, where they're not letting the ball touch the ground. This is a really good job by this offense.
And just like that, on a count, they are able to get the Skyhawks front 7 to jump early. The Skyhawks showing blitz front, that middle linebacker unit, and he was actually able to get one of the guys up front to jump. And so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. First down and 5 now coming up from the 41-yard line of Seward as they once again go empty shotgun set.
Yeah, I mean, look, this offense right here, you usually like to think like, okay, you have a team like Seward that runs 5 wides, that it's all a gimmick. It's actually really, really efficient.
Haas, quick pass out near side. Vanalik able to make one guy miss. Now is able to get another guy to fall right past him, and he gets up north of the 50-yard line. Another first down. Jack Vanalik having himself an impressive first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's, Tristan Haas is an equal opportunity quarterback. He's going to throw to whoever's open. Now, Nick, I don't want to scare anybody that listens to us. That was a flare screen pass.
Oof.
That was caught. But the best thing about it, it was caught. It was thrown to where his receiver could make somebody miss, get upfield for another explosive play.
1st and 10 from the 50, throwing across the middle. Caught by Knott, now dropped as a good coverage on the play by number 9 for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. That is Wyatt Liebentritt, the sophomore DB in coverage. It looked like Knott across the middle had it for a moment, and then it was forced away out of his arms by Liebentritt.
Yeah, no matter what type of offense you run, Nick, once you get close to the 50-yard line, you're going to try to take a shot, and that was it there for Seward. They feel comfortable going forth on 4th down, I'm sure. When you come out with 5 wides without even an inclination that we're going to try to run the ball, look for a 4-down territory.
2nd and 10 from the 50-yard line. Quick pass out, Vanalik, able to make one guy miss. Now tries to stiff arm another and barrels his way up across the 45-yard line of Skutt before he's eventually upended by Nate Christensen, number 3, the cornerback for the Skyhawks. It'll bring up 3rd down at about 4.
Yeah, Jack Vanalik is doing a really good job of catching the ball. First of all, Tristan Haas is getting it to Vanalik where he can catch it and then make the first guy miss, and then he's getting up there and he's getting something out of nothing. Now it's 3rd and manageable, so now right now they're at or ahead of the change like they want to be.
3rd down and 4 coming up as the entire Blue Jays offense takes a moment and peeks towards their sideline, standing on the east side of the field here at Concordia University. 1:44 to go. The snap back on 3rd down. Quick pass out near side, hauled in, and eventually taken out of bounds is number 1, Dalen Salyer. That's his 2nd catch of the game, 11th of the year. Nate Christensen on the tackle, but not until the Seward Blue Jays gets another 1st down.
Yeah, Tristan Hassan and his receivers are essentially playing pitch and catch out here. So Skutt Catholic is in a little bit of a trouble here because they're playing mixing in a little bit of man zone, but they're not being overly aggressive in either one. And so when you have an offense and it's really, really unique being in this view, what they're doing is they're just running 5 wides, but having all 3 levels covered. 14 is not as wide open.
Edison not on the intended receiver. It was well overthrown. Pressure was coming right through the A-gap towards the quarterback, Tristan Haas. Brings up 2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line.
Yeah, like I was saying, with these 5 wide receivers and this offensive philosophy, so no matter if it's 3 to the field, 3 to the boundary, they're making sure that they have an easy pass, intermediate pass, and somewhat aggressive pass, and then they have an easy check down on the backside. So if I'm a Skutt Catholic defensive coordinator, defensive player, I have to understand if I'm on the wide side or the short side, what's going to attack me.
3 to the top, quick pass that way as it's hauled in by number 3. That is Lathan Janacek before he's spun around. Nice gain of about 5 yards up to the 32-yard line. Rather maybe make it just about a 4-yard gain. Brings up 3rd down and 6. We're sitting here 7-6 your score here in the Class B semifinal matchup. The number 2 seed, the Seward Blue Jays, lead number 3 Skutt Catholic by 1 point. After each side scored on a touchdown on their initial offensive possession, now Seward able to force a punt from the Skyhawks, and they're driving on the Skyhawks 32-yard line. 3rd down and 6, the snap back looking right side, throws it on an out pattern, caught by guess who? Jack Vanalik, as he's able to lunge his way forward across the 20-yard line, and that's another Seward Blue Jays 1st down. Jay, 25 seconds and counting here in the 1st quarter. Let me ask you this about the Skutt Catholic defense. Is at some point they got to press. They got to get in their face at some point, allow their defensive front to get to the quarterback. But are they playing softer because they're worried about guys beating them deep?
Yeah. That might be their philosophy, but they're getting beat anyways. So I'd rather make you earn it. And we saw it when they played a little bit of press. Tristan Haas missed not on the long pass, and so they got a pretty good defense line and pass rush, and they've been getting decent pressure. But what they're not doing is they're not challenging the receivers enough. And I know, and it's not just high school. In college, they don't challenge receivers that much as far as getting them off their routes, disrupting the timing in their pass patterns. And so if I'm Skutt Catholic, you can still play zone, right? Yeah. But you have to be able to make these guys do something else besides run the routes that they want to run. And when you play zone, and I'll just call it a static zone, that means you're just going and covering areas. Well, that's giving the receivers in this offensive crew more space to make you miss, get run after the catch. And really, to be honest with you, Tristan has like 1 incomplete pass, and that was on a deep pass that was a 50-50 ball. Yeah. Really good coverage, really good effort. But besides that, he's very, very comfortable back there in the pocket. Even on his very first play of the game when he got smoked by the defensive lineman from Omaha Skutt Catholic, he had his outlet there that was wide open when he threw it to him for a 6, 7, 8-yard gain.
So it's the end of the 1st quarter. We'll go ahead and keep it right here as both sides about ready to take the field once again. We'll reverse and switch sides of the field. So now Seward will be going into that win that's somewhat settled down here at Concordia University. It will be 1st and 10. The ball will be placed at the Skyhawks 19-yard line. 12 minutes on the game clock. Tristan Haas, as Jay mentioned, real effective here early on. And it's not that Dylan Van Dyke hasn't been. He's been very good as well. It's just Seward was able to force a punt, and Seward's been able to make Skutt Catholic pay on offense.
Yeah, well, also, Nick, here, we talked about it on Old School, the 3-3-5 versus the 4-3. If I'm Skutt Catholic, I'm thinking about going to a three-man front. The Seward Blue Jays are not going to run the football. They're not going to beat you by running the football. Getting an extra defender in pass coverage might help this defense shut down this passing attack.
3 wideouts to the bottom, 2 to the top. Hess steps up, throws towards the end zone, caught, and it will be a touchdown. Seward Blue Jays from 19 yards out. Treston Hass able to connect with number 1, Dalen Salyer, for his first touchdown of the season, and the Blue Jays lead 13-6.
Really good job there by Treston Hass, stepping up into the pocket, feeling the pressure, right pocket presence, and delivering it on a dime where only his Seward Blue Jay counterpart can catch it. Now they're up by 7 points, looking to extend the lead to 8 points. Now, Nick, the pressure slowly but surely goes over to Skutt Catholic, but you don't change anything offensively. You have to make an adjustment defensively no matter what you do on this next possession.
Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. There is a penalty marker on the play. And
is that running the kicker?
It might have been hopping over the line.
Oh.
He might have boosted himself. Skutt Catholic, a player trying to get into the backfield and block that kick. Seward's starting to trot off the field, so it would indicate early on here that it is on the Skyhawks, and the point after will stand. So we're sitting there 14-6. The Blue Jays lead the Skyhawks with 11:54 in the second quarter. They have officially waved off the penalty marker, and so we will step aside, come back in 30 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
We don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Seward Blue Jays, if you haven't been paying attention, they had a couple of scares in the first 2 rounds of the Class B playoffs. They were able to sneak out of the first round against number 15 seed Lincoln Pius X with a 1-point win. Then last Friday, we had the call of Seward and the Gretna East Griffins. Gretna East in the fourth quarter was up 21-7, and Seward was able to avenge that one and be victorious 28-21. But from the early indications through a quarter and about 6 seconds, Seward looking real sharp tonight, Jay.
Yeah, man. I don't know how they were only able to score 21 points against Lincoln Pius X. No offense, Nick.
Yeah.
But they've struggled in their first 2 rounds. But whatever they've figured out after these close gut-wrenching wins is playing out tonight against this Skutt Catholic defense. And we talked about it during the break. Is you got to no matter what, Skutt Catholic can score right now.
Yeah.
But over there on that sideline, you have to make an adjustment on defensively, because you're not being aggressive to get them off their rhythm, but then also your pass rush isn't getting there. So go for 3-man pass rush and get another guy out there.
It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Van Dyke takes the snap. Quick pass out right side to his main man, Joe Kaliga, as he lunges across the 50-yard line for a first down and move the chains for the Skyhawks here. You mentioned that the Skyhawks offense can score. They've scored 29 or more points in in 10 of their 11 games. Their one game that they lost to Elkhorn North earlier this season, they lost 28-21, so they still were able to put up at least 3 touchdowns in that one.
Oh, yeah, this scoreboard doesn't affect what they do or their mindset, because as you see in the first play, they just get right back to business, go back to Kaliga, and they know they're going to get 9, 10, 12 yards. Now they're going to try to run the ball here. Really good job there by not coming out of the free safety position and really coming down and taking out 2 guys, but he's coming off the field now hurt.
This is something to watch because Edison Knott is dealing with a knee injury, and last week he injured his left shoulder.
Yeah, that's a stinger.
That time he comes out and that left shoulder's dangling down, so that's going to be certainly something to watch. I'm not sure if it's
that's a stinger.
I'm not sure if it's popping out of place. I don't know. Obviously, we don't want to speculate, but that's almost what it looks like is when they can't move it, but he is still able to make a play. 2nd down and 9 from the 48-yard line of the Seward Blue Jays. Empty shotgun set. Van Dyke looking to his right side, getting pressure off of his backside. Now is able to spin out of it. Runs to the left, looking downfield. Now is able to make one guy miss. Van Dyke using his legs, cuts back upfield and gets hit from behind. And because of that, able to get enough yardage for a first down on a 10-yard scamper by Dylan Van Dyke. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks offense.
Escaping the pass rush. Obviously, hit him with a center field turn right there. Your baseball turn there, and it did a really good job of not forcing the deep ball there, Nick. That shows a heady quarterback, and then he was able to get the first down. So it's no different than a pass or a run or a pass to one of his receivers. Again, if Skutt Catholic and Matt Turman in this offense feel very comfortable with what they're doing. This is their third possession. They feel like they shot themselves in the foot in the second possession. Now they're almost into, I call it, fourth and decision-making time in territory.
Quick pass out on a screen. It's dropped by Kaliga. It was just a little out in front of Kaliga's right hand, and it falls incomplete on a screen pass. 2nd down and 10 coming up. 9:56 to play in the second. 14-6 Seward in front of their home standing room only crowd.
Yeah, Nick, you know what I call that is that's like a moving swing pass. So essentially you get your best player running a swing route, and then you're getting the offensive line kind of going horizontal, then up the field. But the difference is, right, Tristan Haas has been throwing that all night, on time, on target. Van Dyke just a little bit off.
2 wideouts near side shotgun set. They'll fake the handoff to the running back, rolling to his right. He'll have to throw across his body. Now reverses direction. He's going to take off and run. Calls for a block downfield by his running back. Does not get it, but still is able to get near that first down marker. It looks like they'll mark him just about a yard shy at the 30-yard line.
Right. In the first 2 possessions, I was banging on the table for the discipline of the Seward defense. Now you're seeing the back-to-back plays, them getting out of their rush lanes, and then obviously being too overzealous to go behind the ball. But against a quarterback that's really athletic, is that you have to go to his upfield shoulder and don't go towards the initial line of scrimmage until he passes the line of scrimmage.
Edison Knott still on the sideline, one of the leaders both offensively and defensively for the Blue Jays, still trying to work out that left shoulder. For the time being, though, 3rd down and short, and it looks like Matt Turman wants to call a timeout. So we will step aside as well, as we'll pause for 30 seconds, come right back to Concordia University. 9:47 to play in the second quarter on 93.7 The Ticket.
With the Teammates Mentoring Program, hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
High school broadcast brought to you by our friends at Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Visit nextagrealestate.com to learn how their firsthand experience can help you in valuing, managing, and selling your property. All right, out of the Skyhawks timeout, it's 14-6. Seward leads by 8. 3rd down and 2 from the Blue Jays' 30-yard line out of the Matt Turman timeout. Skutt Catholic will come 3 wideouts near side, empty shotgun set. He'll line up under center now. Van Dyke does. Quick pass out left side. Oh, no, incomplete as Seward's able to force an incompletion on the play. It looked like for a moment he held on a quick out, but unable to hold it on. It's going to be 4th down.
Really good job there by the Seward cornerback to coming up through the body of the Omaha Skyhawk receiver and dislodging the ball. Now it's 4th and, like I said, 4th and decision-making time. And here's also, Nick, I talked about the 3-man front for Skutt Catholic. Seward Blue Jays are playing a 3-man front. Or now the reason why they're doing it is because they see Omaha Skutt Catholic and 5 wide receivers.
5 wide, as Jay said. Quarterback keeper on the draw. Van Dyke trying to drag a big man across the first down marker, and it appears he does. Van Dyke able to force the number 50 on this Blue Jays defense, Richard Job, the freshman, to drag him across that first down marker. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 27.
Now, that was an assist by the offensive line, which is a good heady play because of the initial contact or initial hit. He wasn't getting the first down. And you got to think, the Seward Blue Jays front has withstood in a 3-man front against this 5-man front of an offensive line. So that's something to look forward to in the fourth quarter.
2 wideouts each side. Van Dyke has to scramble out to his left, looks to throw on the run, now has to just throw this one away as he was getting pressure and it was starting to surround him in the backfield. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as he chucked it out of bounds with 9:10 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, a lot of pressure coming off the Dylan Van Dyke's left side, which is obviously his throwing hand, and so then therefore he was able to break the pocket to that his obviously power hand. But the problem was the offensive play call or the design was all to the other side of the field, so he didn't have emergency check down. So you got to look for that, here in the quarters to come. The pressure that Seward has been able to get, can they really make an adjustment into the rush lanes to contain Dylan Van Dyke, or can he start making some plays off schedule?
Van Dyke going to throw it towards the end zone, has a receiver, unable to judge it, and it falls through his hands. He kind of stutter-stepped, hesitated, didn't commit to it. That is number 3 for the Skyhawks. Nate Christensen had 6 points but dropped it.
Yeah, he didn't. I think it's one of those things. He didn't think he was going to get the ball. Then he started to speed up. And then also when you're not used to playing under this type of lights, it can really mess up your depth perception, your ability to track the ball. So, look, that was a really good pass. He just probably a play Christensen wish he had back.
One thing to mention for the Blue Jays defense, Edison not back in. So he is out there here on 3rd down and 10. Van Dyke has to step up, now getting spun around and taken down. Number 11, Carden Garaki, the defensive end, gets to Dylan Van Dyke for the 2nd time tonight, and it's going to be 4th and a mile for the Skyhawks offense.
Yeah, now you have no choice but to go for it and see if you can get a pass interference or explosive play. Really good job there by Carden Garaki. Made an adjustment because, look, the last 2 times he's broken the pocket has been to his side. He did a little bit what we call mush rush, which are still with a speed to power rush, but you're keeping your outside hand free, and the quarterback went right into him, got him a big sack there for, an 8-yard loss.
It's officially 4th down and 22 from the 34-yard line. 2 wideouts each side. Van Dyke looking, throwing up the seam. It's knocked away, incomplete, and the Blue Jays defense stands strong for the 2nd straight possession, and they will force a turnover on downs. Before we talk Seward offense, Jay, how frustrating is it if you're Matt Turman, you're sitting there and you see, we pointed it out on that 3rd down play, Seward has just 3 down linemen, 3 guys they're sending every single time. How frustrating is that if you're Matt Turman saying, we have 5 from a sheer number standpoint, they should not be getting to our quarterback?
Yeah, you got to start challenging your players to play with a little bit more physicality up front, but then also offensively, philosophy-wise, if they're going to drop 8, you better start running some crossing routes.
Yeah.
The spot routes against an 8 drop or a rush 3 8 drop 8 isn't going to work, especially when you know that Seward, unlike Omaha Skutt Catholic, defensively is going to try to play physical. So what do you do to counteract that? You start to get some crossing routes, and the waggle has to come back. Maybe work the tight end a little bit, throw in a little bit of a screen, and then obviously you could get your main man, your number 2. Colleague going in either in some reverses or put him in another position. So if I was trying to make an adjustment here, and I see how Seward has been able to kind of, I wouldn't say stop him, but we stubbed our own toe, but they were able to make some plays on the ball. I'm taking Colleague from outside, maybe putting him at the number 2 or number 3, getting him matched up on a linebacker or a nickel, and then get up on those safeties, make them miss, and try to really soften that Seward defense, because now they're really playing downhill against Skutt Catholic, because Skutt Catholic isn't testing them vertically.
Skutt just called their 2nd timeout, but we're out of that now, and it feels like a big opportunity here for Seward to really extend this one as they took over on downs. 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line, 5 wide. Not a surprise there, as that's all we've seen so far tonight. As a quick pass on the middle tunnel screen there to number 4, that is Peyton Else, and he gets a nice gain of about 5 yards or 6 yards up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, really good job there. What do? Come out after essentially almost pretty much a turnover on downs, run something simple. What do we do? Pitch and catch with our plethora of wide receivers and get a 6 or 7 yard gain. And so what are you doing? You're always staying on time, on schedule, and keeping the Skutt Catholic defense on its heels constantly.
They'll motion Edison Knott from bottom to top, and they'll toss it to him on the jet toss. He tries to cut up field, doesn't get anywhere, and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 4 coming up in just a moment. So once again, the Seward Blue Jays haven't made the title game since 2001. They beat Crete that year, but that's the only time that they've ever played at Memorial Stadium for a state championship. They will also receive the 3rd quarter kickoff, the second half kickoff. They won the toss, elected to defer, but first it's 3rd down and 4. 5 wide. Haas back, throws left side, and it's through the hands of the intended receiver, Lathan Janacek. In coverage was Liebentritt for the Skyhawks, and a good answer by the Skutt Catholic defense.
Yeah, Seward going for it on 4th down.
With an 8-point lead, they are up 14-6.
This right here is remember that coach down in like Mississippi that went for it every time?
That's right.
Yeah, this is what you're doing right here.
We saw this last year. They'll sometimes in this situation back Haas up, and he will punt it away.
Yeah,
but right now they're going to have not in the backfield to the left of Treston Haas, and they're going to take the snap, fumbled for a moment. Haas looking around, tries to throw it for a prayer,
right there,
and nobody is there. It's going to be a turnover on downs, and Skutt is able to take over possession.
Listen, you're playing little kid games in a big game. You're backed up, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. You're at the 40-yard line at home, right? You remember how there was a lot of question when Nebraska would go for it last year versus home inroad, right? Mm-hmm. This is no different. You're backed up on the 40. Your defense is playing a heck of a ball game. You punt the ball and make Skutt Catholic get out of their way.
They might get Haas for intentional grounding as well. He was in the pocket and nobody was in the area, and that's exactly what the call is. So now Omaha Skutt will get the possession, obviously because it's a loss of down, but they will get the possession
and
15 yards from the 40-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 now for Skutt Catholic from the 25 of Seward.
There's an old saying, Nick, and growing up in Minnesota, or when I got to Minnesota, there's an old saying, you can be cute and be cold.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to match, and I'll be warm. The analogy is, in a big game like this, no time to get cute, especially with an 8-point lead, and your defense is playing lights out.
It's 1st and 10 as the Skyhawks are on the doorstep of the red zone at the 21-yard line. It'll be I formation. Van Dyke under center, one wide out. Kaliga all by himself on the bottom. They'll turn, fake the handoff to the fullback, toss it out right side. Here is Hassenstab. Hassenstab barrels his way across the 10-yard line, gain of 11 on 1st down. Move the chains. It'll be 1st and goal coming up for the Skyhawks with 6:58 to go in the first half.
Yeah, look, and a little sneaky adjustment there by Seward Blue Jays. They bring Tristan Haas in there to play corner, trying to match up against Kaliga. But here's what you do. Not only do you have a turnover and downs plus a penalty, you compound it. You just infuse some energy over to the Omaha Skutt Catholic sidelines that was ready to go to sleep.
1st and goal from the 10. They'll turn, hand it off. Here is Gunther on the fullback handoff. He'll lunge forward to the 6-yard line, gain of 4 yards on the play. Seward leads this one 14-6, but the Skyhawks are on the doorstep here with 6:20 to go in the second quarter. 2nd down and goal coming up. What's the call here? Do you take a shot? Do you throw the ball, maybe get Kaliga involved, or are you going to stay keep it on the
ground? But I
ground?
like it to Van Dyke, or to our another one of our tight ends. I like a little bit of a QB waggle. Now they're coming out and a little bit of a play action pass here.
They'll turn, fake the handoff, and Van Dyke keeps it, running to his left. Nobody is home. Van Dyke dives for the pylon. He is in. Touchdown, Omaha Skutt. And so 5:55 remains in the second quarter, and the Skyhawks now trail 14-12.
Circle 5:55 in this game. That touchdown was a byproduct of a mishap there and a misjudgment by the coaches, mishap there on the play. If Skutt Catholic so happens to come back to win this game, that's the game-changing play right there.
So they're going to attempt the point after, try to make it a 1-point differential. Kaliga will be the kicker on this one. High snap, another fumbled snap as the holder looking for help, throws into the end zone, one-handed grab, and it's incomplete. And so 5:55 remains, 14-12 your score. Seward leads by 2.
Hey, what was the first time? Shame on you. Second time, shame on me. I'm not giving you a third time. I'm going for 2. I was going to ask you about analytics.
Yeah.
Since you're young enough, right? You guys do you do analytics when you play Madden and all that stuff?
Not when I play video games.
But okay, but you know analytics.
I know
analytics would probably tell you to go for 2, right? Because it's early enough in the game. You can make it up.
Exactly.
Right. Ideally be able to kick a field goal. I'm surprised they didn't go for it, because now you're actually in the same position whether you went for it and didn't get it versus trying to kick an extra point. So, look, Seward is still somewhat in control of this game, but also they're coming off the first drive to where Skutt Catholic looked like they played a little bit more aggressive. Backs against the wall. They challenged them. They broke up a couple passes. The Seward Blue Jays offense was in rhythm. those first 2 drives was just going up and down the field at will. Let's see what happens here on their 3rd drive after being off schedule, after you make a mistake. It'll be interesting to see what they come back to. I can almost guarantee you Seward's going to come back to number 6, Jack Benelik. He's their leading receiver, 6'3", 205. I guarantee he's going to touch the ball in the first 2 plays.
It'll be a touchback off the foot of Kaliga, so Seward will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Tristan Haas back out there once again on the season. 24 touchdowns coming into this one, just 6 INTs. Had 1 interception against the Gretna East Griffins last Friday.
Yeah.
And here, there's still plenty of time for Seward to essentially go 2 for 1. 5:55 on the game clock. They will get the second half kickoff. They can put points on the board now, and then they get it at the start of the 3rd quarter. They're feeling pretty good about themselves for the time being. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20 after the Skutt Catholic kickoff and a touchdown run by Dylan Van Dyke. Empty shotgun set, looking to pass is Haas. He throws up the seam, and it's dropped.
And
should have been hauled in by number 4, Peyton Else, but Else would probably heard some footsteps and dropped that one.
Heard some footsteps. Also, if I'm Coach Turman, I am talking to the referee to watch Tristan Haas. He actually is offensive false starting.
Yep.
He's actually going back as before the ball is being snapped to him. Those are the things you have to, as a coach, you have to be able to spot out. Now, look, we have a better view than him on the field, but he has assistant coaches to look at it as well.
Yeah, 5:51 now, 2nd down and 10. 3 wideouts near side, 2 to the top. As 4 down linemen for Skutt defensively. They'll motion 1 wide receiver, and that's Vanalik. Passing right side, pass is caught by Salyer on the right side. Good for a gain of 6 or 7 yards. It'll make it 3rd down and very manageable.
Really good job by Tristan Haas and number 1, Dalen Saylor to get back on schedule. This Seward offense is actually pretty fun to watch. And you know Tristan Haas isn't going to have a lot of interceptions because it's short, intermediate pass game. But you can't be efficient like this on offense if you don't have guys that can run good routes, precise routes, then also catch the ball.
Yeah, Jack Vanalik, the guy to watch in the slot here on the near side, as Edison Knott will be behind Tristan Haas in the pistol. He'll step up, 3rd down and short, motion a tight end.
They're just playing games.
Haas turns, fakes the handoff, passes out near side. Vanalik able to break a shoestring tackle and get his way forward towards the 33-yard line, good for a 1st down.
Yeah, really good. You called it there, Nick. I was kind of previewed it. He's going to get it within the first couple plays. He got it on the 3rd play. The one thing also, obviously, me being a little bit older, is that Skutt Catholic needs to understand when you're playing against this offense, against the wide side of the field, like that with a condensed formation, you can't play off. You can't throw the ball deep that way. And that's what happened there on that 3rd down.
Haas back to pass, trying to get it to Knott as he lands hard on that left shoulder that's been bugging him. And it's incomplete. Edison Knott able to get up pretty easily there, but that's something to certainly watch. 2nd down and 10 from the 35 coming up.
2nd and 10, right, Nick? What do they do always after they have a bad play on 1st down? Something short, something quick. So if I know that, right, as a defender, I take a calculated guess, right? Now, whether you're playing zone or man, you play obviously the defense that's called, but also understand you can't play off and let them play pitch and catch, because Seward doesn't want to be off schedule.
5 wide, rather. Quick pass out, far side, hauled in. Trying to cut up field is Sawyer, excuse me. That is not Sawyer. That is number 4, Peyton Else. Number 4, not number 1. He's able to get 10 yards on 2nd down. It was caught at the line of scrimmage. He was able to cut towards the middle of the field and straight up field and get 10 yards.
Yeah, when you do in pursuit drills, you always got to go to the inside hip so you can't give up any cutbacks, and that's what he was able to do. Cut against the grain twice, make 2 guys miss, and got the 1st down. Now they're back on schedule and back in business.
5 wide once again, looking as Haas now steps up, getting pressured. He'll just have to keep this one. Cuts back up middle of the field, just past the left hash mark, and somehow he gets 9 yards. He looked as dead to rights as there could have been. And that's one thing I was going to say. The quick passes, Jay, are working for Seward, so they want to continue them. They want to take a shot. You can tell that they want to take a shot. Offensive line's not giving them enough time to let something develop.
Right, and, Skutt Catholic is playing a little bit more aggressive, sitting on these routes. Now the Skutt Catholic defensive line has to be a little bit more disciplined in their pass rush lanes so they can get this big quarterback down.
Feels like there's an opportunity
here we go.
to –
he got 79 in the slot now. Look, big man's moving.
Big man out to the right. Haas back to pass, able
55.
to make one guy miss. Haas tries to cut up field, is able to get some room across the 40-yard line of Skutt Catholic.
Hey.
Good for another first down.
Grant Geis had him dead to rights. Needs to break down and sack the quarterback, because that, Nick, it's a huge play because he got a 12-yard gain, but he would have had a 7-yard loss.
Yeah.
And so those plays right there are huge. You don't see him in the stat sheet, but you can't miss a direct access potential sack to the quarterback.
3 minutes, 40 seconds remain here in the second quarter. 14-12 your score. Seward with the 2-point lead over Skutt with the football. Haas, back to pass, fumble on the play, recovered by the Skyhawks. Skutt gets the break when they need it most, and guess who answered the call? Jay Foreman calls him out, and in a minute, the next play strips the quarterback.
Grant Grease, I apologize immensely. He missed the sack, and he was mad. Turned the corner, looked like a young Dexter Manley. Sack, forced fumble. His partner in crime got the fumble recovery. Now, Nick, if you're Skutt Catholic, get one completion, take a shot.
There you have it.
Dagger in the heart.
It will be I formation. Dylan Van Dyke will line up under center. One wide out each side. Kaliga is by himself on the bottom. Tight end from right to left. Van Dyke back to pass. Looking left side, opposite of Kaliga, taking a shot, one-on-one coverage, and good defense there made on the play, as I believe that is number, if I can get my binoculars to work, number 7, Sam Sagehorn in coverage.
Really good job by him of starting initially in his back pedal, which he's kind of scooting out of his back pedal, running step for step with Kaliga, but he did an even better job of trying to make a play on the ball and boxing the receiver out. That's excellent technique there by the young corner from Seward.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Skutt Catholic 42-yard line, directly in front of us as the Skyhawks trail 14-12 to the number 2 seed in Class B, the Seward Blue Jays. 3:29 remaining here in quarter number 2. Skutt Catholic will kick to start the second half. Quick pass out near side is incomplete. It didn't look like Kaliga, or rather, that is Christensen. The intended receiver was not ready quite yet, and that brings up 3rd down and long.
Right, you would have liked to mix in a run there to get the clock rolling a little bit. If you, by chance, if you don't get this first down, or if you don't get some positive yards on 3rd down, then you're going to have to punt the ball and give it back to this explosive offense at Seward. So this is a big play, not only in the first half, but in the game by Coach Turman and the Skyhawks offense. What are you going to do? Do you go back to Kaliga, who's been essentially Johnny on the spot and money? Now he's matched up against Tristan Haas. Now Tristan Haas is out there acting like he's playing corner, but he actually has safety help. He's not doing anything, but I'm going back to my playmaker.
Van Dyke back to pass, looking, throws it across the middle. Kaliga unable to haul it in, and that brings up 4th down. And guess who was in coverage? Tristan Haas. I was going to say before that play there, Jay, on the left side, they had Leo Bailey, number 7, lined up by himself. And obviously they had the tight end out there, number 5 for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks offense, number 5, Luke Van Dyke. And but you kind of had a feeling that on 3rd and 10, you're going to go to your strong option, which is Joe Kaliga. Seward snuffed it out, and they force a punt.
But do you like Joe Kaliga running a deep over route, or do you like Joe Kaliga matched up with anybody and trying to beat him one-on-one? I would like the latter.
Fair catch signaled for by the Blue Jays inside the 20-yard line, and they field it cleanly. That is number 12, Maddox Jarecki, as they are able to take over possession. 1st and 10 inside their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, right now, Skutt Catholic, you're telling your defense, number one, well, first of all, Seward is an offense I'm trying to score, right? We only gave up 30 seconds. Yep. But also this is a good chance and a good opportunity to wear out this Skutt Catholic offense or defense, because you get the ball ideally for the rest of the second half or first half, and then you get the ball at the beginning of the second half. That's going to be a lot of plays logged for the Skutt Catholic defense, considering their offense only had it for 30 seconds.
Haas back to pass, taking a shot downfield intended for Peyton Else, unable to connect, and it is incomplete. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Ball is at the 18-yard line of the Seward Blue Jays. 3:07 to play in the first half. Once again, I think there's been maybe 2 plays this entire first 2 quarters that Seward has not ran 5 wide, Jay.
Yeah, ran 5, and then the second play that they ran without 5 wides, they sack, force, fumble.
That's right.
So I think they just need to stay at 5 wides.
It's been working to this point. They lead 14-12 with just over 3 minutes. They'll turn. Guess what? Keep it with the quarterback. This is Tristan Haas. Spin move and taken down by 4 Skutt Catholic defenders. Leading the way, though, for the Skyhawks defense on the play. Looked like coming from the secondary. That is number 3, Nate Christensen.
Yeah, good job by Christensen to come out of his secondary spot to make a tackle on a big, strong quarterback. Also look for Nick. I saw it right there. Christensen and company are starting to punch at the ball anytime Tristan has it. Maybe he has some fumble issues, or maybe they think it's an opportunity on a cold, kind of brisk, windy night to get the quarterback to force into another fumble.
Big 3rd and medium coming up. 3rd and 5 from the Seward Blue Jays 23-yard line. One running back in the backfield. Haas throwing right side to a deep slant, and that's hauled in by the receiver, number 3, Lathan Janacek, and it's going to be a first down for the Seward Blue Jays.
That's a huge play. Good pass by Tristan Haas to Nate Janacek, but they missed. Jack Vanellick, false start. Why is that huge? Because now you don't get that play. That's why you got to make sure that everybody's on and it was just a little sudden move. But it was actually a big play in the game.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line here in the second quarter. 2:03 to play in the first half. Haas back to pass, throws across the middle, and it's dropped by Edison Knott. He fell down. I think his turf, it almost looked like his cleat got stuck in the turf, and he kind of tumbled, but tried to haul in the pass, yet unable to do so. So it's going to bring up second down.
Hey, even on a cold night, that turf monster can rain it.
I wasn't going to say anything. I don't have the experience.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't play in that game against Oklahoma. Second down and 10 at the 40-yard line. 1:59 to go in quarter number 2. 3 wideouts to the top, including Edison Knott, Peyton Else, and I believe that is Janacek. Down at the bottom in the slot, it's Vanolic and Sawyer on the perimeter. As running out to his left, it's Haas. Haas going to have to keep it himself and get escorted out of bounds there. In on the stop was number 4, Gage Gunther. I believe Brendan Ruth was in the vicinity as well.
Yeah, one thing about that run by Tristan Haas is it wasn't pretty, but it keeps you at 3rd and manageable, 3rd and realistic, keeping you towards where you can still be aggressive. There's 1 minute and 53 seconds left. This is 4-down territory for Seward because they get the ball in the second half.
3rd down and 3. Tristan Haas did a good job there getting enough yards to make it 3rd and manageable, essentially still on schedule here. 3rd down and 3 from their own 47-yard line. 5 wide, shocker there as Vanolic in the slot on the near side. Certainly somebody to watch, always on 3rd down. Missed another false start as they throw it Vanolic's way. Is he able to haul it in? He is. That'll be a first down for the Seward Blue Jays.
One thing, when you have a very efficient offensive passing game, short passing game, I don't care what it is. Everybody will say, oh, what's short passing game? Listen, the ability to play pitch and catch at this level, it doesn't get enough credit. A great job there by the Seward, the whole team. Yeah, obviously being able to play pitch and catch.
Does it not feel, Jay, like they're setting it up to eventually break one deep, right? Whether that's Vanolic on like a chair or whatever it may be, as Else able to haul it in, make one guy miss. Now stiff arms another, still on his feet, Peyton Else, before he's thrown out of bounds by Gage Gunther after a 15-yard gain up to the 34-yard line. So now Seward Blue Jays in business. 1st and 10 from the Skutt Catholic 34 with 1:24 left in the second quarter.
Nick, when you look at all these receivers, they're 170, 75 pounds plus. They're big, strong receivers, especially for Class B. And Skutt Catholic hasn't done a good job of tackling in space. So you don't necessarily need to go deep because you can count on one of their 5 wide receivers making somebody miss.
Seward had 3 guys in the narrow part of the field. He's motioning Vanolic downfield. He'll throw across the middle. It's hauled in by Sawyer. Sawyer inside the 5. Touchdown, Seward Blue Jays with 1:13 remaining in the second quarter. Guess what? Dalen Sawyer, you have your second touchdown of the season and the second of the night.
That was a pretty cool play. It was Tristan Haas broke pocket, looked like he was going to run, pulled up right at the line of scrimmage. Good awareness, good obviously situational and spatial awareness by Tristan Haas, and fit it right in there.
And you would imagine that in a breakdown scenario like that, he's going to try to find Jack Vanolic. Yeah. So that's what I was expecting as he motioned Vanolic downfield. It actually cleared the intermediate route for Sawyer there, and he was able to take it to the house from 34 yards out. So now good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good.
Now, Nick, I will say this. I don't think he was actually trying to throw it to Sawyer.
Bingo.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because he caught it because he was trying to go to Vanolic, and it went to Sawyer. Sawyer caught it. Great play. Probably be up on their Instagram account or his social media account. And Tristan Haas is having a great ball game.
1:13 to go in the second quarter. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Barring a quick offensive possession here by the Skyhawks, the Seward Blue Jays are a minute 13 away from taking a 9-point lead into the halftime break, and they'll get the ball to start the third quarter. But Seward will kick things off.
Still enough time, though.
Yeah, 100%. Back deep for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks is going to be Nate Christensen, also Teddy Legel and Easton Elam. But for the most part, Seward's been kicking it short. It's been fielded by some upbacks and taken up to the 40-yard line or so. But the Blue Jays have had no problem defending those 60 yards.
You know, Nick, right here is a situation where burning those 2 timeouts early in the first half can come back to bite you if you're the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. But nevertheless, they have a really good quarterback. Obviously got Kaliga and a plethora of receivers along with the tight end. They can march this thing down the field in less than a minute.
It's a squib kick, fielded at the 29-yard line, cutting up midfield is the up man as he still drags some coverage guys
like
up near the 40-yard line, and the far sideline official marked him down at the 41, and that's where they're going to set up shop. So 59 yards away from pay dirt and plenty of time, 104 for a high-powered Skutt Catholic offense.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're Skutt Catholic, you're looking like, look, we can score. We've done this, right? We pretty much did it the first drive. We were able to almost do it in the second drive. So if I'm Skutt Catholic, I'm playing fast but not in a hurry. Obviously, I'm going to look at Kaligo, but I'm also trying to get Van Dyke or the other Van Dyke, into the game. And then also, let's see if we can break the pocket and do the same thing Tristan Hass did, not only with our guy Van Dyke.
Van Dyke rolling to his left on first down, spins around, good block there on the right side. Van Dyke sets his feet, throws it left side, wide open is a receiver across the 40. He goes and pushed out of bounds on the play for a Skutt Catholic first down as they are able to get it to, I believe, number 81. That is right. Lucas Heller, the sophomore, 160-pound wideout, was standing in no man's land wide open on the far sideline, and Dylan Van Dyke finds it.
Hey, good job by Lucas Heller. You could be so open that you might drop it, but really good job. Good job by Van Dyke reversing field here. And his ability to break the pocket could wear out this Seward defense that doesn't have a lot of depth.
Van Dyke back to pass, looking, gets flushed, still looking, backpedaling, 45 seconds and counting as he runs towards the sideline. He threw it down the field towards Heller. Did they mark him inbounds? They're going to say incomplete, brings up second down and 10.
Yeah, right now, there's 42 seconds left. You have 1 timeout, so now you got to think plays where you want on the certain parts of, the thirds horizontally, outer third, middle third, the other outer third, and at what point in time what time on the play clock or on the game clock do you want to call a timeout? You have to have that in your mind as a coach, and you also have to relate it to a player in between plays.
42 seconds left here in the second quarter. Back to pass. Van Dyke up the seam. Kaliga drops it. Yeah. It's incomplete in coverage. Tristan Hass, as well as number 55. That is Shadwinkle, the middle linebacker. We've called his name a couple of times tonight. It's 3rd and 10 with 37 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah, you see Tristan Hass coming in on specialty situation, going against Kaliga, feeling like he can match up one-on-one with him or kind of shadow him. And then obviously a really good job there by the whole Seward defense, but in particular number 55, Caden Shadwinkle. He's played an excellent game this first half in the run game, but also in the pass game.
So it's 3rd down and 10 for the Skyhawks offense. They'll have 3 wideouts on the bottom. Van Dyke looking that way, gets flushed, runs out to his right. He throws off his foot and is able to get the pass complete to Kaliga near the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 14 on the play, and he got out of bounds.
So it's
going to be first. Timeout, right? It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20.
Right now, yeah. So what you're doing is you're going against this Seward Blue Jay defense that still, as they get closer to the end zone, and they're in the red zone now. I call it the green zone or go zone. They're still dropping 8. So you have to be able to get this defense to move, running some crossing routes, and then also look for them to try to attack in the middle of the field after those cross routes. So a level route. Kaliga is in the slot, so look for him to get the ball.
Kaliga's in the slot on the left hash mark. Van Dyke looking his way. He throws it across the middle, caught by Kaliga inside the 5 and down at the 4 with 24 seconds on the game clock, and that's where Matt Turman's going to use his final timeout. Let's step aside. 30 seconds. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman back with you, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. By the way, Nebraska DOT Highway Safety Office, click it or ticket, buckle up when you drive, sponsored by the Nebraska DOT Highway Safety Office. All right, Jay, 21-12, 24 seconds left here in the second quarter. No timeouts, right? It's first and goal, though, from the 5. Passing situation?
Oh, yeah, because
you have no way to stop the clock.
You have no way to stop the clock. Passing situations, and if you're going to go pass in the middle of the field, in between the numbers, it's got to be quick, right? You got to give yourself a chance to everybody get back, but also you got to think Seward is going to play everything from outside in, right? And so now let's see what they do.
Leo Bailey in the slot, Kaliga at the top, all the way near the boundary, as Van Dyke will dump it down low to the flat as they try to run it outside, and he was going to go nowhere, was number 4, Gage Gunther, and Gunther gets inside the 5, so he got a couple of yards on that play, gets out of bounds with 17 seconds on the clock.
They gave him a gain of 1 yard. Really good job by Gage Gunther right there, making the first guy miss, number 1, Dalen Saylor from Seward, because if he got tackled in bounds, there might only be 7 seconds left in this game, or in this first half.
Second down and goal from the 4, officially, is Dylan Van Dyke, the senior quarterback, 35 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions coming into this one.
Now a little bit of – now you have no timeouts now. Now you got to go quick count, right? Now you're playing in a hurry.
Because there's 3 seconds on the play clock. Shotgun formation, 1 on the clock, and they get it off. Van Dyke back to pass, dumps it off. Gunther drops it. I think he saw pay dirt and also potentially heard footsteps, but it's going to be third down and goal from the 4.
Well, what happens when you play in a hurry? Right, an easy pass that Van Dyke can do in it with his eyes closed is behind Gage Gunther, which put him all in a kind of a weird situation, an awkward situation to reach behind him. And then also he saw the defender coming. You want that out in front of him so he has the option to get out of bounds or potentially go for the touchdown. But you still have one more down to try to score.
Third down and 4. Kaliga's going to be up at the top. It'll be 2 wideouts to the knee each side, 1 running back in the backfield. Van Dyke to Kaliga. He reaches across the pylon. Touchdown, Omaha Skutt Catholic with 9 seconds here in the second quarter.
I think that was number
3, Nate Christensen.
Yeah, Nate Christensen, who has kind of been playing wide receiver and defensive back and been in a lot of plays as a defensive back and made a couple of catches, timely catches, a quick out route. Good job by Christensen of being physical enough to get through that tackle and reach it over the goal line. Now, look, Nick. Now, I mean, do you go for it? I mean,
it's 21-18. The kick on the point after is up, and it is good. So with 9 seconds to go in the first half, it's 21-19 Seward. And remember, we talked about it, right? 1:13 was left on the clock when Seward scored their touchdown. Had a chance to essentially go 2 for 1, but they allow first of all, Skutt Catholic started their possession at their own 41-yard line. They only needed to go 59 yards. A broken down play. It was extended by Dylan Van Dyke's legs. He was able to find number 81, Lucas Heller, on the far side. He got it into Seward territory. Kaliga helped out, and then ultimately Nate Christensen scored the touchdown. Somewhat of a missed opportunity by the Seward defense to get off the field and go into half with a 2-possession lead.
Right.
First of all, also knowing you're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3.
Just exactly. In a matter of 2 minutes, or like about 5 minutes in real time, but 2 minutes in the game, you go from 2 scores up, full momentum on your sidelines to you really don't have any momentum. You got to regain it there at halftime. But then also, Nick, let's go back to 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in the first half. That's when Skutt Catholic scored their second touchdown. That was a byproduct of trying to be cute on 4th down, the center quarterback snap exchange. You get a what was it? The quarterback threw.
It was a fumble and intentional grounding.
And so you compound interest on it. that could be the comeback to bite you in the butt there.
And here comes Edison Knott as he gets it across the 25-yard line. Now, do we see Seward potentially take a shot, or do we see them kneel it in and go into the break with a 2-point lead as they'll have 1st and 10 just past their 25-yard line?
At this time, I mean, we've seen this in the pros. I love Dan Campbell. This is not the time to play around. This is time to go into halftime. You're at home. You have a 2-point lead. Let's just get out of here.
And frankly, especially the way, and it looks like they're going to just kneel this one, which is probably the smart decision, but especially in the way that you've won your first 2 games of the playoffs.
Right.
You've squeaked out of here with some scary situations. You made that big mistake you just referenced that allowed Skutt to score their 2nd touchdown of the game, and you're still going into the halftime break up by 2. So how about this one? This one, really, really good one so far. Through 2 quarters of play, we have reached halftime. The number 2 seed in Class B action, the Seward Blue Jays, still perfect on the year, 11-0. They lead 21-19 over the 3 seed Omaha Skutt Catholic. Skyhawks, don't go anywhere. We'll have the halftime thoughts right after this on 93.7 The Ticket. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Escape the ordinary gym experience and unlock a new you with 3 Pillars Performance. Whether you're a high school athlete, college student, or former athlete, 3 Pillars Performance's state-of-the-art facility and certified trainers are dedicated to helping you achieve your fitness goals. Join a community that helps you get leaner, stronger, and move better than you ever have before. Visit 3 Pillars Performance online at 3pillarsperformance.com or in person at 5620 South 49th Street in Lincoln. Maximize your athletic potential with 3 Pillars Performance today.
Attention Nebraska sports fans, are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Early break. You're going to give me crap for this? I was not in the stands for the blocked field goal kick.
This is what? I did what? You did the unleaving again?
No, this is why.
Oh, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Whatever you're going to say, I'm not even going to believe.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Concordia University. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Ben Droz back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios in Lincoln. Your score at the break: the number 2 seed Seward Blue Jays 21, the number 3 seed Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks 19. Here with less than 10 minutes remaining in the halftime break, Seward will get possession to start the third quarter. All right, Jay, thoughts on that first half? Because if you take away the one blemish, right, on the fourth down debacle that was for Seward that allowed Skutt to score their second touchdown of the day, it was a really, really impressive first half by the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, they were excellent in their efficiency. They were dominating in the short area pass game. They were really, really good run after the catch. Tristan Hass has been excellent as a, deliverer or obviously table setter for this high-powered offense. And for whatever reason, they weren't very effective in the first 2 rounds. In the biggest game so far this year, in the first half, to be 21 points against this tough Skutt Catholic defense, at times looked like it was almost too easy. Now, you also have to give Skutt Catholic and their defensive coaches some kudos. In the third drive and the fourth drive, they've made some adjustments. The players started playing a little bit closer to the Seward Blue Jays receivers, and they were able to get their, some pass breakups and some stops on defense, and then it allowed some more energy to go into that Skutt Catholic offense, which they have. Nick, I want to ask you, they have a little bit of a different mindset. Started off the game, went right down the field. Mm-hmm. And then they had the second drive, went right down the field, then stubbed their toe, kind of like 2 steps forward, 3 back. And then the second or the third and fourth drives stymied, and then they got essentially an early Christmas present by the Seward Blue Jays, and that seemed to kickstart this offense. Obviously, Dylan Van Dyke has been spectacular, being able to break the pocket, make plays not only with his arms and feet, but if you're Skutt Catholic in this offensive coaching staff, Matt Turman, et cetera, knowing that you're going to have to come out and watch, what are you telling your offense based on what you saw in the first half?
I mean, here's the deal. You've been able to that's one thing I will say. I should have specified impressive first half by the Seward offense, because the defense, there was still much to be desired for, right? And maybe the special teams didn't help them out, allowing Skutt to start at their 40-yard line on average.
That's a coaching.
But exactly,
they've been squibbing the ball.
100%, right? They've been squibbing the kick, and they've allowed the guys to for Skutt to return it near the 40-yard line. So it's hypothetically a shorter field than maybe it potentially could be. But they were also kicking into the wind. We're seeing the wind. When we started today, it was a straight north wind. However, now it's kind of shifted, and it's going at the north to the northwest. So we'll see if that kind of affects it here in the second half. But Skutt Catholic, for the most part, when they've been given opportunities, the one miscue, we've had one turnover, right? Seward was able to avoid it, though, or was able to come back from it. But other than that, it's been a clean game.
Yep.
There hasn't been a whole lot of penalties. The coverage downfield, when it's been physical, because Skutt's been soft at times, when it's been physical, hasn't been a whole lot of penalties thrown. It's been a pretty well-played first half of football, and that's a big reason why it's probably a 2-point differential.
Yeah, two well-coached teams, right? They're both competitive, well-coached. They obviously have been playing well all year, and they deserve to be here tonight. And obviously the only mishap really has been Skutt Catholic with the extra points.
Yeah.
And so,
and that's the difference.
Yeah, and this game here is going to start, it's going to go in waves. Skutt Catholic came out in the first wave and was like, they could dominate it. Seward got on and scored even faster. They had the momentum. Seward handed it off to Skutt Catholic. Skutt Catholic went into halftime with probably all the momentum, even though they have a 2-point deficit. So, right here, you're essentially, this game is the hardest game to play.
Yeah.
Because you can see, even though we're 30 miles away from Lincoln, you can see Memorial Stadium, right? You can see your ultimate goal, and you figure once you get there, it's anybody's ball game. But now, if you're Skutt Catholic, you're on the road. You got to overcome a 2-point deficit to the Seward Blue Jays offense. And then also defensively, when you're in that halftime, you got a little bit of a break because Skutt Catholic was able to get the ball back and drive and give you a little bit more rest time. It might have only been a minute and 12 seconds on the clock, but it was 10 minutes in real time. So now you get to go in and say, hey, listen, let's see what we did in these last two drives defensively to slow down this offense. And then also, we like our pass rush, right? We've seen it, right? From Skutt Catholic, number 55. I'll give him Grant Grease, who missed the easy layup sack, came back the next one, got a sack force fumble, the only turnover. So we like our coverage when we play a little bit closer. We just got to tackle a little bit better. Yeah. If that's the only thing I would probably say as a defensive coordinator, we got to be really good, fundamentally sound of, being close in the area, break down, wrap up, grab cloth, and everybody out on defense got to rally to the ball.
It's kind of funny. We opened this broadcast in the pregame talking about the differences, the stark differences between these two programs. From a program standpoint, on one side, the visitors on the scoreboard that trail by 2 currently, you mentioned Memorial Stadium in sight. They've been there a plethora of times. They're the Skutt Catholic playing for their 10th appearance in the state championship game, 5-time Class B champion. They won it in 2005. They won it back-to-back in 2013, 2014, and then back-to-back again in 2018 and 2019. There have been runner-up 4 times, including last year. They lost to the Bennington Badgers last year in the Class B title game, did the Skyhawks, 21-0. Got shut out in that one, trying to get back to the state championship for the first time, since last year and avenge either if it's Bennington or potentially Elkhorn North. We'll tell you about that in just a moment. It's pretty incredible. Also, I was looking at something before the game. These two teams in Class B, obviously, they haven't switched back and forth between Class A and Class B. It's not like some of the other schools around the state that kind of maneuver back and forth between classes every couple of years. These two teams have not played each other since 2014. This is the first time in the last 10 years that these two teams have faced off. And in 2014, it wasn't even in a regularly scheduled game It was in the quarterfinals, so it was in the playoffs, and it happened to be seeding. So these two teams aren't familiar with each other.
Right.
And one thing that Seward isn't familiar with right now as a program is Memorial Stadium. Only been there one time, and the one time that they were there was 2001. Guess what? That was the year I was born, and that means none of these guys that were on the field were even alive when the Seward Blue Jays won their only state title in their only state championship appearance back in 2001 over the Crete Cardinals. We'll see if that plays a difference, Jay. I say all of that because Skutt, from a program standpoint, they're used to this spotlight.
Right.
They're used to this spot in the postseason. Seward, not so much.
Yeah, Coach Matt Turman obviously has been in national championship games, been in state championship games, been state semifinals games. Seems like almost every year. So the ability to coach through this pressure and understand how long this second half will be, not only as a coach but also as the players, his message is a lot different than maybe in that Seward locker room where this is new territory. But ultimately, you got to go out there and execute. So if I'm Matt Turman and my coaching staff, I'm preaching fundamentals and better execution and more physicality.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm Seward, I'm saying, listen, we need to just get back on track. And defensively, we have got to stay home against Dylan Van Dyke, and we get home free. And we will be, if we do what I just said, be in Memorial Stadium here in about 2 weeks.
All right, there you have it. We'll step aside, come back in just a couple of minutes with the start of quarter number 3. Seward will be on offense to kick things off in the third quarter, and they lead it 21-19 over Skutt Catholic here at Concordia University. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a couple of minutes on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are getting ready to go here in the second half from Concordia University. The number 2 seed in Class B, Seward Blue Jays, up against the 3-seeded Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. As the Blue Jays lead 21-19, they will get the ball to start the third quarter. How about this? The winner of this game will play the winner of Elkhorn North and Bennington. Bennington, the number 1 seed in Class B, and the Bennington Badgers trail at the start of the third quarter 7-6 to the Elkhorn North Wolves. Real impressive what Elkhorn North's been able to do this year, given that Chase Lofton, one of the best recruits in the state this year, transferred out to Millard South.
Yeah, man. Look, that's all those Elkhorn teams are well coached, and especially Elkhorn North. They have great athletes, great coaches, and losing a big time, essentially high 4-star recruit. You think all the season would be all for nothing, but that lets you know they had talent around them. Yeah, great job by them this year.
So we're ready to go here as in Class A. Just some updates. Both Millard South, and Omaha West Side have pretty commanding leads for the time being over their opponents. Omaha West Side facing off against Kearney, while Millard South faces Millard South is facing Kearney. Omaha West Side is facing off against Omaha North. Both sides there have greater than 2 possessions of an advantage against the opponent. So here we are, put 12 minutes on the game clock here in the third quarter, 21-19 your score, and the football's on the tee. We're ready to kick things off to start quarter number 3. Kaliga will kick it short. It's trending towards out of bounds, and it goes out of bounds, so they will get it at their own 35-yard line to start. Avoid any return. Yeah. That's what's interesting. I mean, so the wind is going in the face of the Skyhawks right there, correct? So it's blowing to the northwest, and the Skyhawks had to kick towards the south end zone. Maybe it's essentially of a thing of not intentionally kicking out of bounds, but if you can make one of your up men field it, less likely of a chance of a deep return.
Yeah, that's true. But also, Nick, you're giving them great field position. Yeah.
Because we've seen Seward do it. That's why I kind of brought that up.
Right.
Seward's doing the same thing.
Yeah, Seward's doing more of a squib kick. I like kicking the ball extremely high, holding it up in the wind, making an up back catch, and track the ball at night.
Quick pass across the middle. It's picked off by the Skyhawks. Number 5
Luke Van Dyke.
The Skyhawks defense. Luke Van Dyke, as you heard Jay say it, he is able to pick it off, and that's what's interesting. On film, an overload of it, Seward throws up the seams. They love to throw across the middle, and it almost felt like there were a couple of times in that first half where Skutt was close to maybe jumping it, and now here on the first play on the third quarter, they do.
Well, also that's a play that they ran coming out of halftime the last 4 games. And that's a little sneaky tip that I don't want to say on the radio, but that's what they were playing for. And guess what? Great job by Luke Van Dyke there.
1st and 10 from the 43-yard line.
Though,
of course, nobody would have ever known. 1st and 10 from now the Blue Jays' 43-yard line. Skutt Catholic essentially got to receive that third quarter kick after they pick off Treston Haas, on the first play from scrimmage in the third. They're looking to take a shot to Kaliga in coverage. It should be pass interference, but they're going to get away with it.
Number 9, Devin Perry, got away with highway robbery. Literally had Kaliga by the jersey and broke it up. It was a really good job breaking it up with his offhand, though. I wouldn't have been opposed to some sort of defensive holding, which only would have been 5 yards. But nevertheless, that's a take a shot. And Seward has done a really good job against him on deep balls. And they have really, really good technique, even though that was a questionable possible interference.
2nd down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Single back formation. Van Dyke turns, hands it off. Here's the carry on 2nd down. Big hole up the middle. There he goes across the 30-yard line. That is number 8, George Hassenstab. And he gets first down for the Skyhawks offense.
Big George ran out of his shoes right there and looked like Corey Schlesinger from 1994 against the Miami Hurricanes. That little quick fullback trap is something that has been a staple in Skutt Catholic since Matt Turman has been the head coach. What it does is it keeps this big, strong, physical inside players from Seward honest. Now you see him right back on schedule, back to Christensen on a good timely curl route or a stop route. And what he did really good job there, Nick, is he caught it at the numbers, pirouetted, spun outside to the sidelines, and got almost a first down.
7 yards on the completion, brings up 2nd down and 3 from the 20-yard line. Need to get to the 17 to keep the chains moving here. They'll break out the huddle. 2 wideouts each side. Kaliga in the spot on the near side. As Van Dyke is under center, the left-handed throwing quarterback wearing number 12 for the Skyhawks offense, the signal caller in his senior year, just 3 picks on the season. He turns, hands it off, and after a gain of 1 yard, gets stuffed. That was Hassenstab once again, and it's going to be 3rd down and short.
And you know who that was in the middle? Caden Shadwinkle right there is done a really good job on the inside trap, inside run, especially, I'll call it fullback take. Really being physical at the point of attack. Now that was a big play, Nick, because it was almost like Coach Turman was like, okay, we're playing with house money if we can get this first down.
Yeah.
Now you have to call a really good aggressive play on 3rd and short.
A 3rd down and 2 from the 19-yard line. Skutt Catholic and shotgun. They turn, looking, getting pressure off the backside, throws, and it's caught inside the 5. He barrels somersaults across the goal line.
Not a
touchdown for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. Well, for a moment, the official in the back. Hold on, the official in the back of the end zone said touchdown. The near sideline official marked him down at the 1, but they convene and it's a touchdown. Yeah. Wyatt Liebentritt scores from 19 yards out. It's 25-21, Skutt Catholic.
Yeah, really good job there on a little bit of a switch route there by Wyatt. Really good delivery there by Dylan Van Dyke, and then also a good run after the catch there by the Skutt Catholic wide receiver. But then also, you have to be a little bit wary of Seward here, right? Just in playtime on the play clock. Obviously, it's been quite some time. About 6-7 minutes ago in playtime, they had a two possession lead.
Yeah.
At 5:55 in the second quarter, the game changed. Skutt Catholic, what I'd say, got a ton of energy and momentum on their sidelines. They went in down by 2. Now they're up by 5. Now the pressure goes back onto the Seward Blue Jay offense, which I don't think there's a lot of pressure for them because they feel like they've been very efficient. Tristan Hatch has been, really, really remarkable in the first half. In the second half, obviously started out with an interception. So they just got to get back to what they were doing well, spreading out this Skutt Catholic defense, short, efficient passing game, run after the catch, and just go from there.
It's 26-21, Skutt Catholic with a 5-point lead. They picked off Tristan Haas on the first play from scrimmage here in the 3rd quarter. And so they got the ball on the plus side of the 50 and was able to find pay dirt to take the lead 26-21. So we'll line up just like we did about a minute and 27 seconds ago of game time to start the 3rd quarter. Here we're sitting 10:33 remaining in quarter number 3 with the Skyhawks holding now a 5-point lead instead of, as Jay said, a 2-point deficit. And so we'll see what happens here as Kaliga has the ball teed up. And he's going to kick this one off to resume the action as he runs towards the ball. High, short kick fielded at the 26-yard line. Juking left side, but immediately getting tackled on the return was number 1, Dalen Sawyer. And so Seward will take over possession, 1st and 10 at their own 32.
Yeah, obviously the little short squib kick is something that they haven't. They came in as a game plan, getting it out of their returners. Because they have 2 dangerous returners back there deep. But then also if you compare it to the previous possession, I guess they gained 5 yards. They got it at the 41 or close to actually about the 38-yard line. Now they're starting it at the 32. So you gain 5 yards on that squib kick when it's done right.
So empty shotgun set. They'll motion Vanalik from left to right. Haas back to pass, steps up, now bounces out right side, still looking downfield, throws it, is able to be caught by Janacek, makes one guy miss, and now fights forward across the 50-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down on the 19-yard gain to the 49-yard line of Skutt Catholic.
Right there, like I said, that this efficient passing game, and it's a very, very effective by the Seward Blue Jays, has a plethora of wide receivers. You got to think Lathan Janusek hadn't got a reception in the first half. Was sitting there and obviously was ready to go here in the second possession. Made somebody miss and got him close to the 50. Now you can take a shot, which they've been wanting to do all first half.
Here's Haas back to pass. He bounces off of one of his linemen, now finds a wide open receiver, Peyton Else, across the middle as he was kind of just parked in the middle of that zone.
Yeah.
And he gets across the 36-yard line down at the 35.
Sometimes when you get a little bit of a Christmas present as far as Skutt does and you score, the defense kind of relaxes, like, all right, we finally got a lead. What they're not doing here is they're covering it really well. And actually now, compared to the first half, the defensive line isn't getting home and they're out of their rush lane, and you have a really good athletic quarterback there. He's making them pay for it.
Quarterback keeper out of the shotgun. It's Haas. Haas spins and then gets bombarded by another trio of Skutt defenders. Still gets about 2.5 yards on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd down and medium.
Yeah, right there is you look what you're doing there, Seward. That's probably their 3rd run play. And that's counting a kind of a Kansas City Chiefs, Tyreek Hill, little jet sweep. You get it to your best ball player. So now you see what Seward's trying to do when they're hunkering down. Okay, they're down. They've lost the lead. They're not thinking plays. They're thinking players. So you're thinking 5. 6, 14, and probably number 1, lastly, to have their hands on the ball.
Edison Knott been extremely quiet. He's lined up closest to the offensive line in the slot on the right side.
He's open
pass
now.
Back to pass. He runs to the right, getting pressured, throws downfield, has a receiver open. It's Else. He gets knocked down. No flag on the play. It's incomplete as it was an errant throw by Treston Hass. He could have probably led him a little farther downfield and allowed Else to keep on running. It was a little underthrown. Else stopped, and it was a good coverage in play on the play by the Skutt defensive back.
Treston Hass is a 6'3", about 200 pounds, 195, 200 pounds. He's pretty fast. I know he's escaping the pocket to pass. That's where he's really been effective. But then also when you get closer to the end zone, a la Patrick Mahomes, you break the pocket to run because there's not a lot of real estate to pass it.
3rd down and 8 coming up from the 33-yard line of Omaha Skutt. 3 wideouts near side, running back in the backfield is Edison Knott. They'll turn, fake the handoff. Hass keeps it, and that's a play, Jay Foreman, where he gets 5 yards. They're going to go for it on 4th down the entire time.
Well, that's what we always talked about in all the games we've done all season. If you already know before 3rd down that you're going to go for it on 4th, get something positive. We saw that in the first half with Omaha Skutt.
Yeah.
Right? Where they, threw it deep and didn't get it, and then they went for it on 4th and 11 and didn't get it, and they ended a turnover and down. So now this is a play of the game. If Skutt Catholic is able to stop Seward somehow, some way, momentum and experience is over on that sideline.
It's 4th and 3, shotgun snap, Hass back to pass, looking up the middle. It's knocked away, and it's a turnover on downs as it was intended for Lathan Janacek. And Janacek unable to come up with it. Great coverage on the play there as well. It's 1st and 10, Skutt Catholic, as they turn Seward over on downs.
Mama, there goes that man. Christensen from Skutt Catholic is starting to play more aggressive defense. You've seen it right there on Lathan. Came up out of his break, man-to-man. What is the difference, Nick? Playing closer to him, getting them off rhythm, right? Getting them out of their comfort zone. Now you're seeing Tristan Hass hold the ball a little bit. And let's not forget, he took a big hit, right? I know he's a big kid. He took a big hit right there.
1st and 10, here's Dylan Van Dyke. Quick pass out near side. It's Kaliga. Kaliga able to get around a wide receiver block downfield, but it's going to be a hold call on number 7, Leo Bailey. Yeah. Leo Bailey flagged for the hold. I believe they threw it around the 30-yard line, so that's going to back it up to the 20. And so because of that, that'll make it about 1st and 19 from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you're 1st and 19. If I'm Coach Turman over there, I'm thinking, okay, listen, we want to run some clock here. Okay, we're 1st and 19. Let's try to get our 9 yards back, and so now we're obviously behind the chains. Ideally at 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 10 or less. But let's not play into the momentum of that holding penalty on Seward. Let's kind of take that momentum away by being a little bit more lethargic and a little bit more slower pace.
So instead of the 1st and 19, it's 1st and 20 officially. They threw it. It's going to be at the 19-yard line. Got to get to the 39. They'll screen pass, tunnel screen. Here's Kaliga. Another penalty marker on the play as Kaliga's taken down at the 32-yard line. I think the Skutt Catholic
face mask, right?
I think Skutt Catholic wanted it to be a face mask. However, the penalty marker was thrown well before the tackle was made, also back at the 19-yard line. Right. So that would indicate initially that it's on the Skyhawks.
Yeah, illegal man downfield.
It is. So, and that happens. Okay, explain that, Jay, because RPOs a lot of times the linemen can get too far downfield if you're going to pass it.
Yeah, depending on what level you're allowed essentially 1 to 2 yards down the field. Now, what happens is that's what I call a jailbreak screen. So that means it's kind of a little bit longer developing screen. So you have to have discipline with your offensive lineman and time it up. Now you saw Seward do a really good job of kind of mud up the transition from the lineman getting downfield and the receiver getting there. But one thing I'm going to ask, Nick, just because it's legal man downfield doesn't mean that you can't call a face mask
100%,
as well.
And it would have probably offset as well.
Right.
So on 1st and a mile, 1st and 25, it's going to be a quarterback keeper, a little draw out of the shotgun. They tried to spread them out on 1st and a mile and allow Dylan Van Dyke to get a couple, and that's all he was able to do. Yeah. 2nd and 23 coming up.
Yeah, you're trying to see a little quarterback draw right there to see if you could pop one and get maybe a 10 or 15-yard gain. Conservative call there. Look, you're backed up. You had 2 plays that have been called either, obviously, legal man downfield or holding. So right now you're trying to keep your head above water, potentially run some clock. and get maybe 10 or 12 yards so you can not be backed up when you punt.
2nd down and 23. Van Dyke back to pass. Throwing from the left side. He rushes to his left side, has a receiver open. It's Liebentritt, able to make one guy miss and tackled at the 25-yard line. It'll still be 3rd down and about 14 to go after the gain of 9. Now, here's what I will say. Also, a massive opportunity here for Seward to get off the field and probably get some good field position, because in addition to obviously Skutt being in their own territory, you got a pretty hefty wind in the face of the Skyhawks. And so a big opportunity for Seward to maybe help out their offense a little bit by getting a stop defensively.
Yeah, if Seward's able to get the ball back, you got to think that's when you want to push the ball. You want to push the ball. But, more importantly, they got to get a stop right now. And so, they have to take advantage of getting those 2 timely penalties called against this Omaha Skutt Catholic offense and try to get them off the field. Now, look, they're coming out in I formation. Now you're going to think a little bit of a waggle here, Nick. Now, look, this has not been the ideal series for Matt Turman's offense. Okay, you ran 5 plays and you have 3 penalties. Okay, now you got delay a game, holding, legal man downfield. The holding is that's subjective. Legal man downfield, okay, that's just good on Seward for breaking up your screen pass there, but delay a game you should never have, especially backed up.
It's 3rd and 18. Van Dyke rolling. He'll throw across his body. It's picked off as Sam Sagehorn across the middle gets tackled inside the Skyhawks 20 as the Blue Jays defense has picked Dylan Van Dyke off for just the 4th time this season.
Yeah, Sagehorn had a really good read on it. It's a play that Skutt Catholic had went back to or has had success in ever since the first drive, and every time they ran it throughout the first 2.5 quarters has been successful. And so, they had the extra, the deeper level route open, but you knew they were going to try to go back to their playmaker extraordinaire. Good play there, and bad pass there by Van Dyke. But now you got to see if they can cash in on it. Seward Blue Jays,
3 wideouts near side. Here's the shotgun snap. Haas back to pass. Little dump off screen. Here's Edison Knott as he falls down. Good tackle made on the play by Van Dyke defensively. Now, here's what I would ask you, Jay. On a 3rd and 18, I understand the entire game, Skutt has ran Van Dyke for the most part to his left side, his throwing side. That time on 3rd and 18, they forced him to throw across his body. Are you a fan of that decision?
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of the play. Essentially, when you line up in I formation and you try to run a somewhat intermediate to deep route, you're taking one more player out of, or it's actually 2, the fullback and the running back out of the pass option. So it allows them who drops 8 to cover 3 guys, which actually is 2. You played right into the
And now Haas back to pass. It's picked off by Van Dyke. Van Dyke across the 40, across the 50, and down in Blue Jay territory at the 48-yard line. So as quick as the Blue Jays got it back, they give it right back to the Skyhawks, and the Skyhawks get it on the plus side of the 50.
Yeah, as much as we were talking about the play call, we also know that Tristan Haas has done over the year. They have a good beat on him that he is staring down his receivers, and that's what he was able to do when they were running free. So, he's going to have to gather his thoughts, get his mind right. I'm sure he's frustrated. Just understand there's a lot of time left. Now, let's see what Skutt Catholic does with a little bit of breathing room.
4:59 to go, 3rd quarter. They'll hand it off on 1st down as stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
You know who that is, don't you? You know who it is. That's number 55, Caden Shadwinkle. He is his new nickname is .com. He's living in that backfield. He's like when the internet, when you had dial-up internet.
He's got the hands on the hips. He's a big fella.
Yeah, he's 5'11", 210 pounds, middle linebacker, wears a good number. Listen, he's done a really good job, inside-outside run, and made a really good tackle in space. He's having a great game tonight.
So Skutt Catholic with the football, 2nd down and 9. I formation. Van Dyke back to pass, throws right side. It is dropped as that brings up 3rd down and 9. Intended on the play, I believe that was number 3, Nate Christensen. Comes up a little gimpy, but it's going to be okay. 4:21 to go, 3rd quarter. Skyhawks still hold a 5-point lead here, just a little over halfway through the 3rd quarter.
We've seen this with the Huskers. You got to take advantage of these opportunities. Right there, you want to run essentially a comeback route, but you're, again, having Van Dyke throw across his body into the wind.
Here's Van Dyke throwing it across the middle. It's caught right at the sticks, and he'll get enough. He got 10 yards on the play. That is number 13 for the Skyhawks.
Maddox.
First time we've called his name.
Whoops, nope.
That is Luke Lenz, the junior tight end.
Yeah, really good job by Luke Lenz. He ran essentially a sit-down route in between the two linebackers. Really good job by Van Dyke putting that thing right on his chest. So what I mean by that, Nick, when you're thrown into tight areas, right, it's like a baseball. You know, the baseball, you want that chest high right in his numbers. Really good job there.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of Seward. Skutt Catholic with the football. 2 wideouts near side, 1 to the top. They'll turn fullback trap right up the middle with Gunter. Gunter still dragging Seward defenders all the way across the 35-yard line to the 32. Gain of 7 on the play.
Right. You know, getting that first down there with Nate Lenz and obviously by the delivery of Van Dyke allows you to get back to Gunter and kind of just getting ahead schedule. That play right there, Nick, when you run it, hasn't been overly successful all game, right? It's either feast or famine. 1 or 2 yard gain. There's been a couple tackles for loss, but an 8 or 9. Now, if you're Coach Turman, now I can get back to maybe running some more clock, giving my defense a rest, even though they've making plays with 2 interceptions, giving them some real rest because they're going to have to come up big because Seward's going to have to press if they are able to score any points on this drive here by Skutt Catholic.
Similar play again as it goes for about a half a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2 from the 31-yard line. And so we are inside 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, 26-21. Skutt Catholic with a 5-point lead. This game has been a really good one. It was pretty disciplined and fundamental in the first half outside of a couple of miscues by the Blue Jays. Here in the third quarter, been a little sloppier. Each side with at least 1 interception. Dylan Van Dyke threw 1 last possession. Treston Haas on both the Seward's possessions has thrown an interception as well. Quarterback keeper by Dylan Van Dyke. He'll get enough for the first down. It's moved the chains time. 1st and 10 coming up from the 28.
Now, let me ask you this, Nick. And obviously they got the first down. So I was going to ask you, is this 4th down territory? But most likely, right? With the way that you've been squibbing the ball into the wind, does that mean you're going for it automatically on 4th down? Even if you got you right, and that's because look, if you turn the ball over, that's where you started with.
It's 100%. Right. And I would also imagine that Matt Turman and his staff feels like this is a chance for them to really kind of step on the throat.
Right. Yeah, and this is where the championship pedigree comes in. Both as the coaching staff and the players in the Skutt Catholic program.
Van Dyke back to pass. He's going to take a shot deep to Kalega. Kalega should have gotten flagged for an offensive pass interference. We talked about it. The refs have been allowing those 2 guys. It's been Devin Perry in coverage, the 5'6" senior, on the go-to receiver, 180-pound Joe Kalega. Probably last possession, Perry got away with a little bit of extracurricular activity. That time, Kalega held onto the jersey of the defender. No flag either time. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Good and hard play. I'm not a big fan of we've seen, with Nebraska, the flopping, trying to draw the pass interference. It is part of the, people's offensive repertoire now.
Here's Van Dyke throwing left side to Kalega, unable to keep his foot in. He dropped the pass as well, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10. Sorry to cut you off, Jay. And that was also to Christensen, excuse me.
Leo Bailey has a gripe to pick with the side judge. He literally got thrown down in his pass route, which was missed, which would have been obviously an automatic 1st down, but it made Van Dyke try to throw the hard pass out there to Christensen. Now, Christensen was open. Yeah. Now, what you do, Nick, and I don't know what you do it in baseball, when you want to catch it like this versus underhand, he forgot to catch it like he was catching at first base.
3rd down and 10 from the 29-yard line of the Seward Blue Jays. Remember, probably 4 down territory as Van Dyke 3-step drop, throws across the middle, wide open. Here's Van Dyke inside the 10 and down at the 8.
Yeah, well, how many times do you think they've done that in the backyard, Nick? Dylan Van Dyke to Luke, get open. Dad would say, listen, young buck, get open. Not young buck, they're both seniors, but get open.
So there you have it, Luke Van Dyke, the 205-pound tight end. I would imagine so. If both of them are seniors, same age, I would imagine so. It's 1st and goal. It's 1st and goal now for the Skyhawks from the 7. 1:26 to go, third quarter. As they turn, fake the handoff. Van Dyke rolling to his left, throws it towards the end zone. Touchdown! Once again, Dylan Van Dyke finding Luke Van Dyke for a 7-yard completion and a score. And the Skyhawks, with 1:18 to go in the third quarter, they lead it 32-21.
Man, what change the momentum? I'm going to keep going back to what? 5:55, right? I mean, mark it down. I mean, that changed the whole game.
in the second quarter.
Right. That is the time stamp of when Skutt Catholic got the essentially Christmas present of a touchdown, byproduct of being cute on fourth down, right, and then another penalty, easy touchdown when they looked like they were almost dead to rights. Now look, there was a lot of time left, but now look at Skutt Catholic. The offense has awakened right now. Out here in Seward.
Skutt will go for two. Van Dyke surveying, throws right side. It's caught. Guess who for the third straight play? Luke Van Dyke is able to convert the 2-point conversion. So 1:18 remains in the third. It's 34-21. The Skyhawks, the number 3 seed, they lead by 13 over the 2-seeded Blue Jays of Seward. We'll be back in 30 seconds right after this.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. Concordia University, Skutt Catholic trying to pull away here as they now take a 34-21 lead over the Seward Blue Jays. They have outscored the Blue Jays 15-0 here in the third quarter with 1:18 still to go in period number 3. The ball's teed up, and Kaliga will kick this one away.
A little deeper.
It's going to be a little shorter, a little deeper. It's still fielded at the 20-yard line. Edison not trying to reverse field, now cuts back left side, has an opening. Edison not on the far side boundary, barrels his way across the 40-yard line, and that is where Tristan Haas, who has thrown 2 INTs in the third quarter alone, those were his 7th and 8th interceptions of the season. He leads that Seward offense back out there, 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line with 1:09 to play in the third.
Yeah, now is a time. If I'm a coach at Seward, if I'm head coach for the Seward Blue Jays, what's his name? What's the head coach? Well, it doesn't matter. Anyways, if I'm the head coach, I'm saying do not watch the clock. We cannot get a 13-point touchdown. And right here, it might be a catastrophic mistake by trying to go deep. Now, listen, Nick, all jokes aside.
It falls incomplete.
It falls incomplete. But it very easily could have been a pass breakup tip ball to interception. Now you've triple compounded all the mistakes that you've made by trying to get it all back at once. And what I mean by watching the clock, and this happens a lot in basketball, sometimes when you had the lead and you lose the lead, you think I need to come down and shoot a 3. That's a perfect example of thinking that at the most inopportune time, you're trying to take a deep shot when you had plenty of opportunities in the first half and then early in the third quarter.
As Edison Knott is in motion, they'll run the speed option to the left side. Haas tosses it to Knott, and he goes out of bounds after about a 5.5, 6 yard gain. Excuse me. I was going to say it's the cliche reference, and you can insert any number here, but there's no 13-point play in football.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like if I'm the Seward Blue Jays, we have this fourth quarter, we have plenty of time, and so we have to make sure that we just get some rhythm back in offense. You got to think, the first play of the second half, interception. The third play of the third or fourth play that we've had after that, interception. Let's get some rhythm going. Short passing game. Let our skill position guys make guys miss and be explosive.
3rd down and 5. Haas getting pressured, spun around, almost sacked, still trying to find daylight, and he goes down. Number 55, what's his name, Jay Foreman?
Hey, man, I apologize to Grant Grease.
There it is.
For the second sack of the night. I'm sorry. Skutt Catholic
family. Tell Grant Grease. I know his name. I just wanted to make sure you knew it.
Grant Grease, mom and dad.
Don't you forget it.
I'm sorry. I called your son out for missing the layup sack, but I inspired him telepathically to get the sack force fumble and a big sack right there.
And Seward now punts this one away with the wind at their back. It's fielded on the run by Christensen. Christensen trying to reverse field, has nowhere to go. Able to shed one tackler. As now he gets near the 40-yard line. and taken down at the 38. 8 seconds to go in the third quarter, 34-21 Skutt Catholic. They will take over at their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10. And once again, I mentioned it about halfway through the third quarter there, is that Matt Turman and company probably felt like an opportunity was there for the taking to kind of step on the throat. And is this one to add, insult to injury there. Skutt Catholic, you go down and score a touchdown here in the third and then carry that over to the fourth quarter. Man, you're taking the wind out of the sails of a Seward Blue Jays football team and this massive standing room only crowd. I mean, Jay, look around the track.
Yeah,
You have
this is
people,
old school, Nick.
You have people standing on the track.
They have it rolled off.
It's a great environment. A lot of people here.
Right. Concordia College, this field, this whole college is pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But just imagine as a high school player, you get to play all your home games here, let alone a playoff game. And so as you go to the fourth quarter, the momentum, and look at the way that they're going over there. You're seeing it, right? You're kind of walking over Sonder in here. It looks like the adjustment at halftime has worked out well for Omaha Skutt Catholic. But the Seward Blue Jays have to get their minds wrapped around this next defensive series, right?
Yeah.
It's 2nd and 6, second and 8? Can't really see through the goalpost. 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 8. We're thinking about we need to get the ball back to our offense. You got to get Tristan Haas under control. You got to find a way to get back to the way you played in the first half, because right now you are out of your sorts. You're forcing things. Now you're starting to fixate on one receiver or one type of play, which is obviously trying to get that 13-point touchdown, which doesn't work. But you won't be able to get an opportunity if we don't play defense. And so there's 12 minutes left, and you have 3 timeouts left. So you can extend this game as long as you start to make some plays, but you're not going to make it back, make up a 13-point deficit in one play. So you got to get back to playing sound, fundamental football. What is that, Nick? Not letting Van Dyke escape the pocket, not giving anything up deep and cheap, but then also look for Skutt Catholic when they get a chance, not on this down because they're five wides, to try to run the ball to take some more time off the clock.
Start of the fourth quarter here, 2nd down and 6 coming up for Skutt Catholic. 3 wideouts, far side, 2 to the near, empty shotgun set. Dylan Van Dyke, the senior quarterback, the southpaw, is back there. He takes the snap, looking left side down the middle, wide open. There's guess who? Joe Kaliga inside the 10, getting chased down, dives for the pylon, and they will mark him out of bounds at the 3.
Well, Nick, what happened? Hey, give me my props. What did I say? Move him out.
You said touchdown. It wasn't a touchdown.
I said take Joe Kaliga from the outside, right, the wide receiver, and you put him at number 2. He got the ball. He was at number 3 right there. He got the ball right there. You got to create matchup problems against a drop 8 defense.
Now that makes it 1st and goal for the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. 11:50 to play in the fourth quarter, and the Skyhawks lead 34-21. And some of the Seward fans are starting to head for the exits as it's 34-21. It is a little chilly.
It always gets windy out here in Seward. You ever played out here in high school?
Multiple times.
And it was windy, wasn't it?
We have a delay of game here on the Skyhawks. What I was going to say
somebody
is,
cramping up. Number 4, is he all right?
I was going to tell you this, Jay.
What?
My high school spring baseball career ended in Seward, just a couple blocks from here.
Oh, they beat you in the playoffs?
We played in a monsoon. I kid you not, a monsoon. It was one of these umpire turn. I was catching. Umpire taps me on the helmet and goes, Nick, if any point you feel unsafe, let me know. We'll call this game. And I was like, I'm playing this game. Are you kidding me? Kid played for Seward. He ended up going to Creighton to play baseball, hit a walk-off RBI single, and we lost the district championship. So there we have it, as Dylan Van Dyke will keep it after the delay of game penalty. They even snapped that with 1 second on the play clock. So they're living life on the edge here. 11:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Skyhawks lead 34-21. And it's going to be 2nd down and goal coming up from the 7-yard line.
Yeah, as much as you have a 13-point lead and you just had a big explosive play now, I mean, I'm sure, Coach Turman is thinking, what if I have to think about going forward on 4th down? It's 1st and 8 or 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. This is not the time to get cute. You still want your best plays to your best players to seal this game. There's a ton of time left. Don't think this game is over by any means.
On 2nd down, we have another penalty flag. They'll blow it dead. And so this one will go on the Skyhawks once again.
Was it?
And it's a false start on Skutt Catholic.
As clean as that first half was by both teams, it's been the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks with a 13-point lead that has 5 penalties in the second half, and it's all self-inflicted wounds. A holding call is subjective. Illegal man downfield, delay a game. Now you had another delay a game, and then now you have a false start. So as discipline and championship mindset, if they've shown to come back and have a 13-point lead, now they're second and 12. Now you got to be a little bit more aggressive than you like.
Van Dyke throws across his body to the tight end, and he will waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, Skutt Catholic with 10:49 to play in the ball game. It's now 40-21.
That's a little bit of an adjustment there by Coach Turman. He ran the waggle play that they intercepted or threw an interception late in the second half, and they adjusted to it and put a little bit of tight end delay to the flat there, which allowed number 13, Luke Lenz, to be wide open for another touchdown. So as much as they've shot themselves in the foot, they've been able to gain it back by timely play calling and excellent execution.
While the Skyhawks will attempt a 2-point conversion to double up the Blue Jays here, they'll try to make it a 42-21 game. I'll give us some updates from around the state here in just a moment. Interesting finish in Class C2 that I'll have to mention here. Dylan Van Dyke across the middle, and he finds Joe Kaliga, and the 2-point conversion is good. So 10:49 to go in the fourth quarter. It's now 42-21 as the Skyhawks have shut out the Blue Jays here in the second half. So update from Class A, Omaha Westside up 40-14 on Omaha North. It appears that the Warriors will be at Memorial Stadium. And how about this one? And the other one, Millard South, up 42-14 on Kearney. So it appears that once again,
Titans.
There you have it, Millard South and Omaha Westside.
That's a lot of bad blood going on right there.
That's what you would imagine. How about this though, Jay Foreman, in the C2 semifinal, Bishop Newman
6-0.
6-0 over Battle Creek. How about this though? Battle Creek had 4 goal-to-go opportunities, 4 possessions that they were stuffed inside their own 10-yard line.
Oh, man, that's tough. But you know who's from Battle Creek?
Who's that?
Matt Hoskinson.
Okay.
He never could finish. That's why they did.
There it is. So there you have it. Bishop Newman leads 6-0 on that one. And the other Class B matchup that will play the winner of this one, the Bennington Badgers have a 16-7 lead over the Elkhorn North Wolves. Bennington's outscored Elkhorn North in that game 10-0 since halftime. So but here, real impressive second half adjustment from the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks, Jay.
From 5 minutes and 55 seconds left.
But even more so, just the second half.
The second half has been excellence at execution. But it started and was springboarded by getting cute on 4th down by Seward. The offensive efficiency that they've had up until that point was impeccable. They have essentially sputtered and been running in the mud since.
Yeah.
That's what – remember who said it was a turning point of the game?
Somebody, I think it was the kid running the Skutt Catholic video.
Eating that popcorn? Look at he grubbing too. Look at it.
I will ask you this. Have you smelled popcorn more at any game that we've done more than here?
No, and it smells good too.
My goodness.
Can't we get complimentary popcorn? Get your
I don't
popcorn
know.
ready.
Do they know you're Jay Foreman?
Doesn't matter. I'll be up here calling it. We're delivering the news. We're delivering
well,
it.
Not the news they probably want to hear tonight.
Well, we've said this is a great stadium and great atmosphere. I mean,
be
honest.
It is. I mean, honestly.
I mean, look at
really
it.
cool.
Just imagine being in the apartments up there.
Yeah.
You know, or the dorm.
Somebody's got the Christmas tree already.
Yeah, and they get it. They got a great view.
Tristan Haas will keep it on 1st down. He'll get about a 9-yard gain up to the 29-yard line or so. First, he'll bring up 2nd down and 1. You got to make plays here, right, Jay?
Yeah,
so is it take a shot territory?
No, this is you got plenty of time. You got 3 timeouts. It's 10 minutes left. Obviously, you want to give your defense a chance, but Skutt Catholic is going to make you play. They're going to keep everything in front of them. So you can't play in a hurry. They're down by 21 points. You got to get one score and thinking about getting some stops, but you can't let a whole bunch of time run off of there. And you're not going to live and die by the quarterback running game here. Tristan Haas right here is starting to slowly but surely melt down. Is that a good fair assessment?
I think so.
Yeah. So the passes that when he
threw it incomplete on 2nd down, brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, so the passes that he was making with ease outside of the pocket, throwing with a ton of confidence, are now being skipped to a wide open receiver. So now if I'm Skutt Catholic, if you get a 1st down, I just don't want to give you an explosive play. It's almost like if you're playing match play in golf, I'm going to give you the putt before I see you make it. You don't give them nothing cheap, nothing deep. And right here, there's going to be an RPO action because it's a condensed formation.
They'll
And
hand it
now-
off to Edison Knott, and he's stopped in the backfield. So a nice job there, number 54 for the Skyhawks defense, Braxton Miller, not the Ohio State wide receiver quarterback, but
like
the
him, though.
Skutt Catholic. No, he doesn't. The Skutt Catholic defensive
There ain't
and
nobody.
offensive
Look at
lineman.
that sideline of Skutt Catholic.
I never said anything.
That looked like BYU over there. But nevertheless, it's fourth down and 3.
That doesn't even cross my mind.
It crosses mine because
Okay.
I seen him run. I always take a count.
Okay.
Anyway, it's fourth and 3.
Can we say the same about Seward?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And I'm looking in the crowd.
Looks pretty similar.
But look, it's 4th and 3 now.
Yep.
This is the game. You got to be smart here.
Here's Haas. He steps up, now retreats, throws it downfield. It's a shot play, and that will be a pass interference as the intended receiver had to come back for it. And Wyatt Liebentritt was in coverage, did not turn around and look for the football.
And here's the
It's gonna be a
thing.
pass
Here's
interference.
the thing. Tristan Haas did a really good job of extending the play and kind of throwing it and getting lucky with the pass interference. But the ref missed a tackle for loss by the offensive lineman that would have offset that and made them replay the play. So as much as you have a little bit of life left in you, if you're Seward, you're still not excited because you haven't executed. You got to think, Nick, they haven't executed since essentially the beginning of the second quarter. They scored 14 in the first, real quick in the beginning of the second, and then after that, boom, it's been all Skutt Catholic.
1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Throw right side. It's hauled in by Janacek. Janacek gets about an 8.5-yard gain up across the 50-yard line to the 49-yard line of Skutt.
Right, that right there, right? You get sometimes that could be your kickstart, right? Get a long pass interference. Now you get back to your timely passing game on time and on target, and you play a little bit faster. Now this is no different than what they do, but you got to be in a better place. And now you see them constantly looking to the sideline to get the perfect play. You just got to keep running offense because every second counts.
2nd down and 1, 8:42 to go in the fourth quarter. 42-21, Skutt Catholic with a 21-point advantage. Pass right side intended for Janacek is incomplete.
Yeah.
It was a little too high from the junior quarterback intended for Janacek, the senior wideout. It now brings up 3rd down and 1.
A little bit too much heat there, and that's when you're trying to throw it a little bit too hard, especially when you're throwing into the wind. And so now, that's just coming from experience. And so now it's 4th down territory. So if I'm Skutt Catholic and I'm the defender, I'm not looking to the sideline until I get done stopping these guys. Now, if I'm Seward, I'm thinking all I want is the first down. All I want is the first down and keep adding first downs, and then eventually we'll get a touchdown.
They'll fake the jet toss as Haas runs up the middle. Almost looked like he almost fumbled it there, but he does get a first down. He needed 1 yard. He got 2.
Yeah.
And so move the chains. 1st and 10, but, man, that clock, I know Seward can't watch it, but we're sitting up here going, man, you got 8.5 to score 3 touchdowns.
What does this remind me? Remember last year, Lincoln East up at Elkhorn South, down by 10.
That's correct.
Now they were backed up down into their 2-yard line. You kept running the ball. Sometimes when you get the ball back to try to tie or win the game, there's not enough time left.
1st and 10, Haas back to pass. Throws it right side, just over the defensive back's hand, as I believe that was caught by Jack Vanalik. How about this, Jay? First time we've called Jack's name here in the second half.
Right. Well, the first 2 times they went to him has been an interception, but there was a really good pitch and catch between Haas and Jack Vanalik. And now that you're seeing this offense, now they start to get the change. Now the clock is going to start again unless he got out of bounds on that. It was a really good pitch or pitch and catch, and also the cherry on top, he was able to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Haas back to pass, steps up in the pocket, gets flushed, and now gets sacked as he's taken down by big number 78 on the play. That's Aiden Underwood, a 230-pound senior defensive lineman. Haas a little slower to get up, and it's now going to bring up 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, Grice said, listen, I'm done getting the sacks, and I'm going to take a break, and Underwood came in and provided some pressure. Now you're seeing the depth maybe of Skutt Catholic across both lines.
Yeah.
Guys going both ways, some defense or offensive linemen coming in playing defensive line, able to finish this game out.
Snap back on 2nd down. Haas will dump it off Edison Knott, trying to make some magic happen. Unable to do so. He'll be taken down for a loss of about a yard back at the 38-yard line. Good job by multiple Skyhawk defenders led by Luke Van Dyke swarming to that football.
Sometimes, Nick, you don't get the credit in the tackle category for making the play. he not only took on the lineman, he set the edge against the screen and allowed time for his defensive line to rally and make that play. Really good job there by Luke Van Dyke. Listen, the Van Dyke brothers essentially said, you know what, we're going to win this game or try to take control of this game, and they've been pretty much unstoppable this second half.
3rd down and 13 from the 37-yard line. Haas back to pass. He's looking, still surveying, throws across his body. It's caught across the middle by Dalen Sawyer.
4th down
It
again.
will be 4th down, but a nice job not needing to get all 13. He got about 8 there. He's going to make it 4th down and 5.
You know, Tristan Haas, I know he's going to be he's getting recruited by FCS schools. He's a really good prospect. He's 6'3", closer to 6'4". I know him from playing against basketball. Really good athlete, tough kid, throws well on the run, both going right and left, and he also has really good pocket presence. Now, look, I think he's thrown some untimely interceptions. That just comes from experience, but he has too much upside not to look at what he's been doing.
Haas passes it right side. It's incomplete, and it feels, Jay, you hear somebody singing?
Yes, I hear.
You hear a little bit? There it is. As Skutt Catholic takes over, they lead 42-21. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 29. The winner of this game between Skutt Catholic and Seward, they know their opponent. It's the Bennington Badgers. If Skyhawks are able to hold on in the final 6 minutes and change, it'll be a rematch of the Class B championship from 2023, a game where Bennington beat Skutt 21-0. However, how about in Class A? Probably going to have a rematch already because Omaha Westside scored another touchdown. They now lead 47-14 over
It's
Omaha
going to be Westside against Maryland South. Two schools that don't like each other.
There you have it.
You got,
and do you imagine Skutt and Bennington have fond feelings for each other?
But that's different. That's competitive.
There it is.
This is personal with the Class A, and I'm going to be there for it. I'm going to have my popcorn ready. I'm going to have me a glizzy and a Coke.
You're
I'm
not
ready
eating
for
on
it.
air, Jay.
What?
Well, you're not going to eat on air. Let me tell you right now.
Oh, no, I'm eating in between.
2nd down and 5 coming up, or 2nd down and 6, rather, after the carry on
Nick,
first
back
down.
to Tristan has, he's frustrated right now, but it's the thing that when you're a really good athlete, you have to understand that it's a process, and he's a really, really good young quarterback with a lot of potential. So the one thing that he probably has to just get a little bit better at is just the fundamentals. He has a really live and strong arm, but right there, especially when you're throwing in the wind, it's all leg drive. You know that from baseball. That's just a little bit of the nuances of playing quarterback that he should get better at going into next year.
2nd down and 6. They'll hand it off, and going nowhere is Brendan Ruth, the running back, 190-pound junior, number 22 in white there. We have a couple other matchups as teams have punched their tickets to the title game in C1 action. Central City will play Wahoo. Wahoo with a dominant 59-7 victory tonight over their opponent, Auburn. So Auburn falls 59-7 to the Wahoo Warriors. That'll be that one. Update in the Millard South game with 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Millard South leads 49-14. So, I mean, you're just not even close in Class A. 47-14.
They could have just skipped the whole season.
There you have it. 3rd down and 6
for
Skutt Catholic. Dylan Van Dyke trying to look, still surveying, gets pressure, now throws it left side, and looks like that's Nate Christensen allows that one to go through his hands. It's incomplete.
That's Leo Bailey.
That's number 3, Jay.
That's number 7.
I apologize. Can you back me up for the listeners? It's a little difficult to see up here at times.
Yeah, it is. I'm your partner in crime. I'm going to say it's
so now
hard.
the same guy is punting.
It's Leo Bailey.
Convinced. I'm still convinced. It is.
It's
Leo Bailey. Leo Bailey.
LASIK.
I appreciate you, Jay. Well,
Now we're going to see
what do you think I'm saving up for? I got 20.
Seward got lucky there. They had 12 men on the field, and they had 12 men on the field.
Oh, Edison not just chucked the ball at the official, but we're back. We're good. Everything. Tempers are flaring a little bit. Tempers are flaring. Skutt Catholic's in the mind. 2-story house.
Yeah.
Good.
You got. This is the pressure of being at home, wanting it. Remember when I talked about you can see Memorial Stadium from here?
Yeah.
But you got to start to play. We talked about championship pedigree, experience. Skutt Catholic goes into halftime, makes some serious adjustments by actually taking advantage of the opportunities that Seward gave them with 5 minutes and 55 seconds left. Actually, that's the end after when they scored. And Seward has not been able to get out of their own way. So close, but yet so far.
Skutt Catholic outscores the Blue Jays 23-0 currently in the second half. They have shut out Seward here in quarters 3 and over halfway through quarter number 4. 4:32 to play in the ball game. Tristan Haas steps up in the pocket now, runs out right, and the pass is incomplete. Edison Knott gets drilled by number 4, Gage Gunter, as the pass falls incomplete.
And
No,
Nick,
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 caught that. Excuse me.
Yeah,
second down and 6.
Nick, it's been 23-0 in the second half.
Yeah.
But you also got to think you got to add on the 7 points before half. So it's been the last 30 points.
Yeah.
You got to think the Seward Blue Jays were up 21. Remember we said it,
to 12.
21-12, and it has just been blitzkrieg since then.
Now Tristan Haas pass across the middle. Edison Knott hauls it in. It's across the 50-yard line. He goes to the 48-yard line of the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks, 1st and 10 for the Seward Blue Jays.
Yeah, these right now, as I was Tristan Haas, he's just getting stacking the yards and well on his way, probably being the leading passer in Seward football school history. But right now, it's something you're going to compete to the end. Obviously, you got some seniors you want to lay it on the line for, but ultimately, Seward has had a great season, and obviously, it had some really good competitive players. Has allowed them to be pretty successful this year.
And now Haas, he was wanting to throw it out of bounds and throw it away. Instead, he just ran out of bounds. It's going to be a loss of almost 10 yards.
Yeah, and also
brings up second down and a mile.
Also, if I was Mr. Grimes, I'd be in there because that was a free sack. Number 83, Beckham Werner just got a free sack. The sophomore, 6'4", or not 6'4". He's actually a 205-pound tight end defensive lineman, got a free sack there because, Nick, I learned this. When David Carr ran out of bounds and we were playing Joey Porter, he told me, thanks David Carr, because he got me a $200,000 bonus by running out of bounds, and he's right next to me. He got 3 sacks in that game.
How about that one?
Yeah. And he didn't work for any of them.
Second down and 18. Skutt will actually call a timeout. That's their first of the half. And so just a reminder, while we have a pause in the action, Jay, you and I get to be on the road tomorrow. We get to be up at Pleasantdale.
Yeah, we're going to Pleasantdale, P.Dale Pub. Tomorrow we're doing the Jay Foreman postgame show. We'll be out there at least, for the whole second half watching the game.
Yeah.
With the patrons out there, mingling, giving our insights on the Huskers game out there in Los Angeles against USC. Hopefully Huskers go out there and perform like the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks, go on the road, hostile territory. This is like the Coliseum out here. This is a Concordia College Coliseum.
Yeah, looks like
and the Huskers come in and just blitzkrieg them. How about that?
There you have it.
All right.
Second down and 18 officially from now the Seward, their own 44-yard line. Second down and 18, 3:28 to play in the ball game. Skutt Catholic on their way to their 10th state championship appearance in school history.
Holding.
We got some extracurriculars
You're
going
giving
on
them
as
the
Tristan Haas still on his feet now gets drugged down by number 73. That's Jack Robinette. Robinette in on the sack, and with the clock running, it brings up third down and long.
Nick, when you look at their pass game, they're still running the same plays that made them efficient in the first half.
Yeah.
Well, you have to start running some deeper routes. So the only person that went deep for Seward Blue Jays was number 1, Dalen Saylor, where you need at least 2 or 3 guys to run deep. You got a right-handed quarterback, but only 2 receivers. You got to run some deep over routes.
Here's Haas trying to get away from another sack, and number 78, Aiden Underwood once again.
Aiden Underwood. Guess who else was in there?
Who?
Yes, 55.
I bet it was your guy.
Grant Greaves. He's got 2.5 sacks.
Yep.
I need to get some. Does he got it? Hey, he's got to give me a little bit of kudos. I don't know what Skutt Catholic got. Can I get a free lunch up there?
I don't know.
I know Matt Verzal gives them pizza or somewhere, or they buy pizza from him. I need to get a slice.
Dang. Fourth down and 23. Fourth down and 23. Seward will keep their offense on the field. It's 2:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Skutt Catholic can taste Memorial Stadium turf as we speak. And a matchup with the Bennington Badgers. Chucking it downfield. It's picked off by Wyatt Liebentritt, and he'll go down at their own 39-yard line. Jay, do you mind doing the honors once again? There it is. There it is.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
That, my friend, is the lady singing loud out here. Game, set, match. Cold-blooded. Listen here, Skutt Catholic. It came all the way down here from Omaha. Down 21-12. It's all right. We're just going to start getting to business. We just getting warmed
There
up.
you go. 2:03 to go in the ball game. You would imagine just one first down is all that needed. If Seward elects to stop the clock, They trail by 21. They've been doubled up in the ball game, 42-21. They'll hand it off on first down. Here he goes.
Did you see that?
Laying the shoulder.
Cole Urbanek. All 165 pounds running back up the middle. Did you see him?
I did see him.
Look at him. He's got a sweatshirt on.
42-21.
My leg cramped up.
He gets. You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
All right, that's all right.
Dehydrated.
Good thing you're not playing.
I know.
40
when it gets cold, you get dehydrated.
I understand. 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line now. So just to let the fine listeners know, wherever if you're listening on our mobile app, the FM dial, the stream, wherever, we will have the state championships coming your way Monday and Tuesday, the 25th and 26th from Memorial Stadium, as Skutt Catholic will hand it off and get another 5 yards up across the 50-yard line to the Seward 46. But we'll have the state championship games, and that will include the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks against the Bennington Badgers. That will also include the Wahoo Warriors against Cedar City, as well as the Class A title game between the Omaha Westside Warriors and the Millard South Patriots. And so there you have it. We are under a minute to go in this one. Skutt Catholic will kneel this one out. The big crowd here at Concordia University, for the majority of them, will go home disappointed, but the ones that traveled an hour plus from Omaha Skutt High School will go home rejoicing, as Skutt Catholic has punched their ticket to the 10th state championship game in school history. They are a 5-time Class B champion, and they get their chance at revenge. They lost to the Bennington Badgers 21-0 in 2023, but guess what? Next week next week in Memorial Stadium, they will get a chance to get the Badgers back, as the Bennington Badgers and Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks will face off for the Class B state championship. An interesting piece of that is that Bennington, in fact, earlier this season on October 18th, went into a game against Skutt with a 46-game winning streak on the line, and the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks knocked them off 38-30, ending that 46-game winning streak for the Bennington Badgers. Well, guess what? Not only does the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks get a chance at revenge for last year's state title loss, but Bennington has a chance at revenge against an earlier loss this season against the same Skutt Catholic Skyhawks team. All right, Jay, for the Blue Jays, they fall for the first time this season. They finished the year 11-1 overall. We talked about the improvement, 5-4 in 2022, 6-4 in 2023. Here in 2024, they finished the season 11-1. Man, if you're Seward, you're sitting there going, okay, yeah, you're going to graduate a couple of guys. A lot of those receivers are going to move on. Dalen Sawyer, Lathan Janacek, as well as Jack Vanalik, though, is back. Treston Haas, your quarterback, is going to be back. There's a lot of promise for Seward in the years to come, but for now, why did they fall short?
Well, they fell short in just an experience, right? I think they got the lead, and then they started to really clock watch, and they forgot they had to compete for another 2.5 quarters.
Yeah.
And also, really, to be honest with you, Nick, the turning point of the game is on the fourth down on your 30, 40-yard line or whatever at most, with an 8-point lead at that time, right? You're up 14-6. And your defense is playing lights out. The momentum is purely on your sideline. Skutt Catholic is kind of tripping over their own foot. You decide to kind of run some sort of trick play backed up on fourth down. Not only did you snap the ball when you weren't supposed to, you had intentional grounding, which then gave Skutt Catholic some sort of life. And then when 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in the second quarter, the game was over.
Yeah.
Skutt Catholic essentially just went 30-0.
Yeah.
So that's really a big part of it. Now, you'd like to think you got to compete, you got to get it going, but obviously whatever Skutt Catholic picked up on at halftime on Tristan Haas and that offense, Seward was never able to adjust. The first play, interception. The fifth play, interception. Then obviously the deep pass, I don't really count it, but they were flustered ever since 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in the second quarter. Skutt Catholic got an energy boost offensively. Then defensively, they started to play more aggressive, and then that threw off the timing and the efficiency of that Seward offense. I don't care what the stats were. Skutt Catholic showed their championship pedigree, led by Coach Turman, led by their seniors, led by obviously the Van Dyke brothers, and that experience of getting there is just the experience of what Seward knows now. So when they go into the offseason, they know they have to find maybe find a way to run the ball a little bit better, and then also find a way to play the game within the game. Situational football, possession game, because talent-wise, with a quarterback like Tristan Hass, they'll be in every game next year, and I won't be surprised if they're in this situation again, and then quite possibly might get over the hump.
The Seward Blue Jays outscored 30-0 to end the game. Officially, the Skyhawks of Skutt Catholic outscored Seward 23-0 in the quarters 3 and 4 to wrap this one up. So once again, your final score, the 3-seed Skutt Catholic Skyhawks come on the road to Concordia University and knock off the Blue Jays 42-21. Just a reminder, folks, we'll start our Husker football pregame coverage tomorrow at noon with our A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Kickoff for the Huskers and Trojans is 3 p.m. Central Time, and then make sure you tune in for 90 minutes after the game. Immediately after the game, Jay and I will be out at the P-Dale Pub. Come on out. Raffle prizes are available, fundraiser as well, good company, and if you need a reason food-wise, food-related, prime rib on special out at the P-Dale Pub in Pleasantdale. So make sure you stop on out. Once again, want to say so long from Concordia University. The next time Jay and I talk to you on a high school football broadcast will be from Memorial Stadium as we bring you the state championship matchups. Once again, we know in Class A it's going to be Omaha Westside and Millard South. We now know in Class B it will be the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks against the Bennington Badgers. So in Class A and B action, a rematch of each 2023 state championship game. Once again, your final score from Concordia University, 42-21. Skutt Catholic advances to their 10th state championship game in school history. They are a 5-time Class B champion, a 4-time Class B runner-up, and we will find out next week if they can get revenge on the Bennington Badgers, who knocked them off in 2023 in the state championship game 21-0. For Ben Droz, back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios in Lincoln, the Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert saying so long from Concordia University in the Class B state semifinal with you on 93.7 The Ticket. Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Member